For the first time in 4 years, our ISC Sports Network cameras bring us to the home of the Indiana State flag, Mooresville High School, for a Week 2 showdown with the Danville Warriors. Mooresville checks in at number 3 in Class 4A. Danville a couple of years removed from appearing in the state championship game at the Class 3A level. We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, starting lineups, keys to the game, and more. Opening kickoff is just a matter of moments away. You're watching our Game of the Week here on ISC and My Indy TV.
Hi, my name is Jason Werner of Werner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Werner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is good.
There you
go.
go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is Wrestler! Whoa!
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
The Danville Warriors about to take to the field. The Mooresville Pioneers already awaiting them. We're just a couple minutes away from kickoff here in the northwest or northeast corner, I should say, of Morgan County. Tonight's game presented in part by Fast Track Therapy. Fast Track Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Get back in the game with Fast Track. By Forum Credit Union, helping people live their financial dreams for over 80 years with innovative products and services. Visit them online at forumcu.com. By the Indy Card Exchange, Indiana's source for vintage and modern sports cards. By Paul Sylvester, Leadership Coaching redefined. By Wabash College, visit Wabash College today at wabash.edu. And by Werner Financial, from investments and planning for retirement to partnerships and tax strategy, Werner Financial does it all. Alongside Lance Scheib, Greg Rakestraw with you. And Lance, we are spoiled in getting to do Carmel and Mick teams on a regular basis, but this is a wonderful change of pace for us. 2 outstanding programs just outside of, say, the 5A and 6A level. Jamie Comer at Danville and Mike Gillen for Mooresville, recognized tonight for his win last week, his 350th in his career, 4th most in the history of Indiana high school football.
I had the privilege of working with Mike his first year at Decatur Central. I learned so much from him as a head coach, how to run a program and just, how to get kids to buy in and be motivated. He has done that everywhere he's gone. 44th year of being a head coach, and he is just a class act. And I think the world of Jamie Comer, his dad, longtime coach at Brownsburg, was actually on my very first staff at Lebanon, and I remember the day that Jamie was born. So it's a fun game. Can't wait to call us one tonight.
Let's talk about these Pioneers, our Mooresville preview presented by Josh Smalling Roofing. The young man you see on your screen closest to for Mooresville, that is their starting quarterback, and Nick Patterson. He is already their all-time leading passer, heading into the season with one more season left to go. I know you're looking forward to seeing him for the first time tonight as well.
I can't wait. I think colleges up to this point are missing on him. I think Nick is the real deal. I think he can run, he can throw, he's got a great live arm, he's athletic. I can't wait to watch him play tonight.
His favorite target is Hogan Denny, and Hogan is a three-sport athlete here at Mooresville. His future's as a baseball player. He's already as a junior committed to play at Indiana University. Pretty good football player, too.
Hogan does it on both sides of the football. I love what Mike Gillen does. He just tells you and really exploits the great things that you do. Great player.
In true Mike Gillen fashion, his team wants the ball to start the game, so Mooresville will have it momentarily. Quickly, our keys to the game, they are brought to us by GXO Logistics.
Big thing tonight is, can Danville get Mooresville off of the field? 3 and outs. I think that's huge for Jamie Comer and his Danville team. Controlling the line of scrimmage, this is going to be really interesting. I think both groups have a really good offensive defensive line. Danville's young. I'm anxious to see how the hell those young kids handle playing against Mooresville. And in every game early in the season, turnovers is key.
This is a Danville team that the numbers never been higher for Jamie Comer's program. He tells us he's got 97 kids out for football. Again, a school that's enrollments in the 600 to 700 range at Danville. Full freshman team, full JV, full varsity. They've got size, but as you have said, they are young, and they play up the first weeks of the season. They lost to 5A Franklin last week, and again, one of the better teams in 4A and Mooresville on the road tonight.
I'll give Jamie Comer credit. Play a tough non-conference. In Indiana now, everyone makes the tournament, so play as good as you can early, then go into your conference. Danville will be battle-tested going into the tournament.
That is Caleb Harvey that is on to kick this ball away for Danville. Couple of return men back deep for Mooresville. That includes Keenan Brownlee. Bit of a short kick. One of the up back will field at the 25-yard line. Plowing through a tackle and to the 46-yard line for Mooresville on the return. That is Trey Bennett, who is an H-back, and he is a load as an H-back that makes that play.
Trey did a great job of not just fair catching it, understand there wasn't a lot of height on it, was able to give Mooresville some great starting field position.
Our starting line is brought to us by Franciscan Sports Medicine. If joint or muscle pain has you on the sideline, Franciscan Health's orthopedic and sports medicine specialist get in the huddle to help you find the right game plan. Visit franciscanhealth.org/sports training for more information. Patterson last week was 13 of 27. 245 yards passing, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Spread formation and looking for the downs on throw number 1 and just extending. Levi Dorn at 6'4" and $185 could not get there. It'll be second down.
Levi had him beat. Levi kind of just paused a little bit, didn't run through the catch. I love what Mike does. He likes to go after it early on.
And let's face it, Mike was an early adapter to the spread formation, to throwing the football. His son Casey, a whale of a quarterback for him in Indian Creek, then played at Ball State and UIndy. Now he's the head coach at Indian Creek, where Mike was for so many years. And go back to guys like Redfought and John Broughton. Mike was one of the early adapters of spreading it out and throwing it around the yard. This time it is a handoff, only a pickup of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Mopai.
Back to what you were talking about there, Rake. I couldn't have asked for a better coach to start my career under than Mike Gillen. Offensively, he is a genius. He scores points. He knows how to put his guys in space and put your defense in conflict. That's going to be a big challenge tonight for Coach Thompson and his Danville defense. Brandon
Wilson, by the way, was the ball carrier for Mooresville. He had 52 yards rushing a week ago. This Mooresville team beat Bloomington North. Scott bless his bunch, 38-13, the opening game of the season. Patterson rolls, feels pressure, throws, catch made, first down. And that is Hogan Denny. 6 catches, 2 touchdowns last week. To the 40-yard line, he picks up 12, and Mooresville moves the chains.
What I love about that play there by what the Mooresville did, Mike moved his pocket, moved Nick, made it hard for Danville to come get him, and then Danville is really giving this Mooresville receiving crew a lot of space. Great job of throwing underneath as Danville was dropping out.
Now that's big Evan Lawrence chasing him. We saw Evan play basketball last year for Danville. 6'7" and 250 as a defensive end. Patterson again, throwing the deep ball and just broken up. Perfectly timed defensive back play by Danville. That is Jason Quigley that got back there to break it up, second down.
Great job by Quigley of reading the receiver's eyes and then punching the ball out as the ball got there. I loved him. His recovery speed was fantastic. Again, if you're a DB, you want to punch up in between the receiver's arms. Best shot to knock it out.
A couple of deep shots have missed so far for the Pioneers. And they were a passing dominant offense a week ago. They'll hand off to Wilson, try to bounce it outside. Good cutback. We'll have a first down. And eventually wrestled down at about the 27-yard line at pickup of 13.
Great job there by the running back in Mooresville up front. I'm really anxious to watch Price and Hopkins and Ollinger, Ryan and Phillips play. Mike talked so highly of his offensive line. They were in unison there on a little outside zone play.
So yards and chunks so far for the Pioneers. And they won this game last year 55-21. Patterson throws, comeback route, catch made, steered out of bounds. That's Wiest that makes the tackle. He's one of the guys we'll talk about going both ways for Danville. Catch that time for Mooresville. Made by Nate Thomas, his first of the year.
Well, I love what Mike's done, and you talk about this, taking a couple shots. Now what happens, Danville's DBs are turning and bailing, so throw underneath it. They threw a comeback on third down, a curl on first down. I like what they're doing.
This drive started at the 46-yard line, already knocking on the red zone for the first time tonight. On the counter play, it's Wilson. And Wilson going to be right around the first down marker. You get the nose of the football to the 17-yard line, and by where they are marking, he's about a half-yard shy. Third and inches coming up.
Anxious to see what Jason Thompson does, the defense coordinator for Danville, because, again, I think up front, because of the youth of Danville, Mooresville has a little bit of an advantage. Look for Danville to move and shift and stunt their front to try to offset the size.
Well, not so fast on saying third and short. The chain gang gets to make an early appearance in tonight's game. Our officiating crew, by the way, Justin Holman is our referee. Austin Altsey is the umpire. Brett Barrick, the line judge. Mark Perica, the head linesman. And Jeff Williams, the crew chief. He is the back judge tonight.
Had Justin Holman and this crew multiple times. Good crew, seasoned crew, tournament tested crew, so it should be a good night.
So the chain says that the eyeball test was accurate. Just about a couple of lengths of a football shy of a first down. This is a Mooresville team that is strong in the kicking game, but I guarantee you they are thinking maybe a shot to the end zone here because you're going to go for it on fourth and less than a foot. Patterson will simply keep it. That'll be enough for a first down. Lawrence amongst those that were able to wrap him up. Patterson last week had 4 carries. 2 of them found the painted turf, and on that one he picks up 6 yards.
Anxious to watch Evan Lawrence play. Guys, he's 6'7", 250, an athlete, multi-sport player here. And Jamie Comer said he recruited him from his freshman year on, trying to get him to come out and play football. This young man has a chance to has a big-time body on him. He just has to fill out a little bit.
He feels he's a Division I talent. He's got to convince him that football is his future and not basketball, and understand that fight. Patterson on 1st and 10. Escaping the pocket, points to a spot. And frankly, just threw that one away. That was triple coverage in the end zone. Well done by Danville, second down.
I love the idea of what Danville did. They dropped 7, and they didn't bring pressure, but was able to move Patterson off his spot and force him to just throw the ball away.
So second down. Play clock is approaching 10.
Always anxious to see does Jason Thompson want to go get him, because they're running the ball so well. You got to be careful about bringing pressure.
Second down's been a rundown. It is the quarterback counter, and even though Danville had it well read, they couldn't stop him. As we talked about Patterson's arm, he also goes 225 pounds. Tough to bring down. 12 yards off right tackle. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, and Mopai scores on the opening drive.
Great call there by Mike Gillen, because they were bringing pressure. They ran a little counter quarterback keep, and Nick Patterson did the rest. Great job up front. Great read by the quarterback, Nick Patterson.
Extra point try coming up for Kenny Curry. He went 5 of 5 last week on extra point efforts. Connected on a 36-yard field goal as well. Mooresville is a lineman short. I think they're a wing short, actually. Play clock is at 10. So first scoring drive of the game takes 2 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. Danville jumps. So they bail Mooresville out of a potentially tough spot. Mooresville will simply decline the penalty and leave their formation exactly where they are.
Unless you really like a two-point play, you decline it because it throws up the spacing of your kick, and so you just sit there and normally just decline it.
For some schools, that's an automatic go. Hey, you bring your team back out and try to pick up a yard, but Mooresville will simply settle for the one right here. Denny is the holder, and no problem on the extra point try for the Pioneers. 7-0 Mooresville leads. Danville has the ball when we come back as you're watching tonight's game of the week on ISC and My Indy TV.
Get advice from local experts with the top 8 things you need to know. Don't let your physical health slow you down. Visit the professionals at Fast Track Physical Therapy. Log on to wishtvtop8.com. Find what you need to know when you need to know it. Get advice from local experts with the top 8 things you need to know. Don't let your physical health slow you down. Visit the professionals at Fast Track Physical Therapy. Log on to wishtvtop8.com. Find what you need to know when you need to know it.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left.
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish. You get a layup to take it. And an and one. So Patterson on the keeper. Again, his third rushing touchdown in basically a little more than 4 quarters played this year. Scoring drive 54 yards and takes 2 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. Curry on to boot this ball away for the Pioneers. Wiest back deep to return for Danville. It's a Danville team that put up 14 points against Franklin. A Franklin team that has their fair share of athletes, and there's a thought that Chris Call's team might be able to make a run in 5A locally this year.
Well, with who they have playing quarterback for them, there, he's excited about that young man who is a upper draft pick in this year's Major League Draft.
Wiest will field inside of the 5-yard line and is dropped shy of the 20 by number 20. Gavin Gott makes the play for Mooresville, and Danville will start at their own 17-yard line. Their starting quarterback is Trey Thompson. Last week against Franklin, he was 7 of 13 for 79 yards and a touchdown pass. Wiest was the leading receiver a week ago for Danville. 4 catches for 70 yards. And Devin Sharp, again, who is also listed as a starting linebacker, was their leading rusher. 17 carries for 89 yards. Again, the 2 biggest schools that Danville will play all year are weeks 1 and 2. Franklin in 5A, Mooresville in 4A. Sagamore Athletic Conference in all 2A and 3A league. A very good league. But again, this is a different level of competition for the Warriors. Bit of a high snap on the handoff. Able to find some space and diving forward for a first down. That is Sharp. Again, he is not listed on their 2 deep because he's a starting linebacker. But he had 89 yards rushing a week ago.
Great jump cut there by Sharp. Was anxious to see him. That's one thing that I think that Jamie Comer has to find a way to do. Scott West, his offensive coordinator, had to find a way to run the football, let the clock run a little bit here, and give his defense a little bit of a break. Great start there for the Warriors. Shorten
the game. And again, we've talked about some guys going both ways. There's not tons of those guys, just a handful of key players in the skill positions that will do that.
You got 4 or 5 guys that'll be on both sides, but Sharp is a key one for Danville.
4 wide receivers set. Let's see if Danville's throwing or running out of this. The answer is they're running. Just trying to get some guys out of the box with that formation, and they'll pick up 3 or 4 more yards on the carry.
I love what you said there, Rick. All they're doing is counting numbers. If you're going to spread them out, make them walk 5 guys out. If they don't walk five guys against your 4 receivers, you throw the ball. It's really simple math.
I credit Peyton Manning for making all football fans in Indianapolis know how to count numbers in the box as to whether we're checking to a run or throwing the ball here. So second down and 7.
The problem happens is, can Mooresville stop the run with just a light box, which is what I'm anxious to see what happens.
Second and 7. Quick hitter, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. And frankly, that's a benefit to Danville, because if Weiss makes that grab, he had to go to the turf to grab it, would have lost 5 yards. And it sets up third down and 7.
Have a fondness for Trey Thompson. He's the defense coordinator, Jason Thompson's son. I love Coach's kids. Trey has grown up always wanting to play at Danville, and I love the fact that he now is a quarterback at school that he grew up at.
Trey also a baseball player at Danville High School as well, playing for the legendary coach Pat O'Neill of the Danville Warriors. This is our first of 3 times we'll have Danville this regular season here on the ISC Sports Network. We'll see their huge rivalry game with Tri-West coming up in 3 weeks. Third and 7, fake the handoff, little RPO. Thompson, can he get outside? Gonna be close. I think he stepped out of bounds just shy of the first down marker.
So one disadvantage that we have in high school football and college and pros, you've got the mark on the other side. So as a quarterback, he would have known where to get to, but there's no marking on the field, so come up a little short.
4th and 2, and Danville's keeping their offense on the field. What do you think?
I love it. I think if I'm Jamie Comer, why not? I mean, you're going against a team that last year had its way with you. Keep this offense off the field for Mooresville.
Sharp is back in for this snap for Danville. He had 11 yards on his first touch. Hard count, trying to get Mooresville to jump. They don't. Now, will Danville burn a timeout? The answer is yes. Let's take it with them. 7:44 left to play in the opening quarter. 7-0. Mooresville leads at Danville. 4th and 2 when we come back on ISC and MyNDTV.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County. Unbelievable.
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name.
Wabash has the lead for the first time today.
Said that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Danville still lining up as if they will go for it on 4th and 2 at their own 36. They will. Handoff, first down and more. Sharp, the ball carrier. And again, he picks up double-digit yards with a touch. How about that call from Coach Comer?
Well, I love what Jason West did there. All they're doing, every outside linebacker or somebody on that defense has to play both run and pass. That outside linebacker had to honor the inside receiver in trips. He ran a bubble route, which means he ran to the sideline. He vacated, and there was nobody there. Good call.
First 2 carries for Sharp for 11 and 10 yards respectively. That sets up 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 46-yard line. Play clock is at 8. 6 in the box here for Mooresville. Fake the handoff. Thompson on the keeper. Slings this one to the sideline and stepping out of bounds for a gain of about a yard. But again, not a negative play for Danville. It'll be 2nd down and 9. That catch is made by Trevor Stutz.
That is 2022 triple option.
Yep.
You read the defense man, you pull it, you have a chance to run it. If you don't, you throw the pitch. Now is a forward pass, but it is a great version of the triple option.
2nd down and 9.
And Jamie Comer comes from Justin Pelley, and they're a wing T version at times, so he definitely from his dad's offense background as well.
Handoff up the middle again, a first down and more, and again it's Sharp, still going, finally wrestled down at the 21-yard line, a pickup of 32 on the play. Tackle for Mooresville by Branson Blair.
This Sharp player can play now. I want to tell you, I'm impressed, but I'm really impressed up front. But because there's a light box, only 5.5 players in there, great job up front by this Danville line, but nice cut by Sharp, able to elude, gain extra yards after contact. Nice job.
Lawrence, Bilyeu, Clark, Shelley, and McIntyre Craig along with Braden Spurlock, are the men up front for this Danville squad. Lawrence plays more of a tight end role for this team.
Again, they've got size 250, 260, 240, 245, 250, 270, so they've got some beef up front.
Danville trying to answer the Mooresville drive with the score. It is Sharp again, and Sharp just plowing through people. That time catching the fallen safe was Aiden Gracie for Mooresville, but it'll be 1st and goal, and Sharp has 10 or more yards on 4 consecutive carries to start the game.
What a way, if you're Jamie Comer, could not have started any better offensively for you here. I like what Scott West is doing. Some of you may remember Scott West from playing at Martinsville High School for Bill Snyder was playing at Purdue. Scott's bounced around a little bit, but a great offensive mind.
1st and goal, Danville, and now can you run like this with a little more compacted defense inside of the red zone?
Makes it harder because here comes pressure, here comes man-to-man, and there's more guys in the box.
Running into the teeth of a blitz, and Sharp runs through it. Again, that is his shortest gain of the day. It's still a gain of 5, 2nd and goal.
Now, to your point, he runs with a great lean. He gets hit and moves forward. What I'm curious about is can he hold up for 4 quarters, because he is their best player on defense as an inside linebacker.
He's their best defensive player running the football right now.
He is, no, because they're not on the field, and you're absolutely right. At this point, you want that clock to be running as we're almost under 5 minutes.
Sharp 5 carries for 70 yards. Again, last week he had 17 for 89 and a touchdown. So he averaged just over 5 yards a carry a week ago.
I look for a little bit more of that triple option version here as we get close.
And Danville is trying to draw the play clock down every time, and that time met in the backfield and dropped. Denton Jacobs makes the play for the Pioneers. 3rd and goal, loss of 2.
Great job off of the edge. What I like there, again, you're because of the fact there's no tight end. That edge is closer, is smaller. He came off the edge, which is why I think, again, come back, read that defensive end or outside linebacker, and then play off the next backer on run or pass if you're Danville here.
Sharp will get a breather on this play. It is Smith that has 1 carry for 3 yards that comes in.
A little wing tee here.
Yep. Play clock is at 5 as the wide receiver gets set, and now a timeout is taken by Mooresville as they saw something they did not like. Tonight's coaches presented by Paul Sylvester Leadership Coaching. Company executives, middle managers, even employees aspiring to a management role. Seek the professional coaching advice of Paul Sylvester. This is the defensive huddle for Mooresville. Might not see Mike Gillen in too many defensive huddles for the Mooresville Pioneers. He is an offensive genius.
Mike loves Joey White. I think Joey's done a good job. They've gotten better. We talked to one of their coaches, Dave Blevins, before the game, and he felt like they're getting better on defense. I think Joey's taking that next step as a coach as well.
You see Jamie Comer inside of the huddle for the Danville Warriors, and Devin Sharp has been the guy that has made life a bit easier for Danville after giving up a touchdown quickly on their first defensive drive. Sharp has been the bell cow for Danville. 6 carries, 68 yards on their opening drive. So 3rd down and goal coming up here for Danville at the 6-yard line. They'll get in field goal range, but they need a touchdown to match what Mooresville did. Looking for the slant, and Wiest just kind of stumbled coming out of the break and threw off the timing of the play. And it looks like here comes the special teams unit. Harvey will be coming out. And it's not going to be 7, but they're going to try to get points on the opening drive.
Points is big, I think, for Jamie Comer. He's got to be happy, upset he didn't convert on that 3rd down, but his team converted on a 4th down, move the ball over 80 yards here on this drive. Big time deal.
Harvey will basically take what is a glorified extra point. This will be from 21 yards out. He made 2 extra points last week, did not attempt a field goal. Kick up, has the distance, and is good. So we'll keep it right here, but Danville answers, and their fans have something to applaud. It is 7-3 as both teams score on their opening drive.
Impressed with the offensive line, the play calling, and the running of Sharp. Great job of answering Mooresville's score with putting points on the board if you're Danville.
Tonight's game presented in part by our friends at the Indy Card Exchange. They're actively buying collections from all eras of sports cards. Follow on Facebook and Instagram or go to IndyCardExchange.com for more info. and see how you can make money off of your collection. I want to thank Mike Mossbrucker and their wonderful staff here at Mooresville High School. It has been a few years since we have been here. We've been here a time or two with the ISC Sports Network. First time we brought our My Indy TV cameras with us, and thanks to Anthony Calhoun from Wish TV for being out here for part of the pregame festivities as well.
It's always neat for the student body and community to see AC at the games and have games televised. It's credit to what Mike Gillen has built, what Jamie Comer has done at Danville, that we're broadcasting a game like this for everybody in Central Indiana.
By the way, 5 minutes was the drive that time for Danville. Didn't get the 7, but now can they get a stop on the other end defensively?
I'm anxious to see, because Jamie is really young on defense, and see if they physically can hold up in this game, because that first drive was not a opening drive for their defense, wasn't great, but let's see if they can make adjustments.
Harvey's last kick was a short one that was brought back to the 46-yard line. Not that much leg in this one either. Fielded at the 30.
Ooh.
Bouncing off a tackle. Still going. Crossing the 50. Flag is thrown. First flag of the game as of now. Mooresville's got it at the 45-yard line, but let's see.
Block in the back.
Block in the back is going to be the call. It's still going to be field position in the neighborhood of the 40-yard line here for the Mooresville Pioneers.
That is a great run, a determined run, a game changer could have been, just because of the physicalness of that run there. Too bad you got a little block in the back. Ball's going to be about 39.
So first penalty of the game goes against the Pioneers. And Mooresville, members of the Mid-State Conference. Decatur Central, they and Mooresville have kind of been the tops of that league. Darren Fisher's Whiteland squad is always tough. Whiteland's playing Lawrence North tonight. Decatur Central is playing New Pal. Now Greenwood has Indian Creek. In terms of other teams around the Mid-State, Franklin, Plainfield, Perry, Meridian, and Martinsville round out that great 8-team conference. Mostly 4A and 5A schools. Patterson looking to throw, looking for the deep ball. An easy deep ball, and in stride, one play scoring drive. Touchdown Pioneers, Levi Dorn from 61 yards out.
Mike has saw something that he likes. He took a couple shots on that first drive. Dorn just outran the Danville defense. You've got to open and run. You've got to be the deepest player on the field. If you're a DB, they did not open their hips quick enough, and because of that, Nick Patterson and Levi Dorn made that look easy.
So Patterson has his third passing touchdown of the season. Dorn last week, 4 catches for 74 yards. The momentum brief for Danville. They're trailing by 2 scores.
The problem now that Danville offense is right back on the field again, and they did a great 80-plus yard drive, so they got to find a way to catch their breath.
No problem with the extra point for Mooresville. So 14-3 is the score in favor of the Pioneers, and an eventful opening quarter of play. Tonight's game brought to us by Fast Track Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Get back in the game with Fast Track. And as you see, the touchdown toss to Dorn from 61 yards out.
Great route, just a simple post route, just outran the back end of that Danville defense. Again, you had double coverage technically on him. Nick Patterson throws a pretty ball, and Levi Dorn went and got it and scored.
Tonight's game brought to us by Fast Track Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Get back in the game with Fast Track. Get your free injury screening at Fast Track with 4 Central Indiana locations, including offices in both Danville and Mooresville. These teams, last 3 times they have played, Mooresville has gotten the win. They did not play in the COVID-shortened 2020 season. That was a year that saw Mooresville make it to the regional round of the tournament and saw Danville make the 2A or the 3A state championship game. Last year, rather lopsided. Mooresville won it 55-21. They have jumped out to an early 14-3 lead here.
A big ask now for this Danville offense. They've got to find a way to sustain. Again, take a little bit of the sting of those two scoring plays and drives for Mooresville.
End-over-end kickoff that will rocket its way through the end zone for a touchback. Danville will start this drive at the 20, and I guess now my question is, what does Mooresville try to do? Do they load the box up a little bit more, trying to prevent that Danville running attack?
I think you're exactly right. I'm going to make Thompson throw the ball to move the ball. I'm going to make sure that Sharp doesn't have any lanes. I'm going to play a little more press, and I'm going to make sure that we fill every gap in the running game and make them throw the ball to beat us.
Thompson just 1 of 3 throwing the football on the opening drive for a single yard. It was a drive that went nearly 80 yards for Danville before stalling at the Mooresville 6. More of a jumbo formation this time, double tight end set. They'll motion Wiest around, just trying to give the defense some eye candy, but the handoff goes to Sharp yet again. And again, you'll take it if you're Danville, solid 5-yard pickup.
The base of what Jamie Comer wants to do in Scott West, they want to run wing T. And I love what they're doing in this drive because now they feel like what we talked about, Mooresville's going to load the box, so bring more guys in there. Now let's run wing T where you got angles and you're not trying to block somebody head on.
2nd down and 5. And one thing that we have noted throughout the course of this brief game is that Danville's trying to take as much time off the play clock as possible. They're a bit out physical a little bit tonight. Everybody's got to reset here as they go unbalanced line left side. Now they'll motion Wiest. And again, the handoff goes to Sharp. And Sharp runs through the first contact. He's been doing that the entire game. He'll pick up 12. First down, Danville.
Mooresville did not adjust to the tackle walkover.
Yep.
There were just more numbers there. There were more guys for you to block, and so it was a definite gain.
All right, if I give Peyton Manning credit for everybody trying to figure out how many guys are in the box in terms of run or throw, that's my days of doing the Roncalli games. That's a Bruce Cypher special right there. Just line up an extra guy, and if they don't change, you're running that direction.
They had more guys, and if Sharp would have taken the thing and cut it back, he might have scored because Mooresville overran to try to get to him, but I like the adjustment that Danville's made so far.
Handoff again. This time it's the equivalent of the fullback dive, but a flag is thrown behind the play. So what is an 8-yard gain is likely coming back as a flag has been dropped, and you assume it's holding against Danville, and it will be.
The one nice thing that you can do with this offense is you're blocking on angles. The problem is if you don't get there first, they get past you, you're grabbing. In that case, that was really a takedown more than it was a hold. And the sad part is it really wasn't affecting the play. It was behind the play, but you got to call it.
And now for the first time in tonight's game, Danville finds themselves behind the chains at 1st and 20. Although, Lance, I'm not sure that changes their play call here on first down.
Exactly. I wouldn't do a thing differently. I'm going to do exactly this here. You want to try to get 5 to 7 yards this play, 5 to 7 on the next, make it third and manageable.
No motion Wiest to the near side, and contact was made, and Danville has got 5 yards right back.
Jamie Comer, smart old bird. I like what Jamie does. Again,
coach's kid, right?
He is a coach's kid. I got a soft spot for that. Thank the world of his mother and father. And again, Jamie has done a whale of a job here, 21-4 in his 3rd year. He's like, hey, we're trying to build something. I know, Jamie, you are building something. You have built something with those numbers. You have full freshman, JV, and varsity schedule. Amazing.
Once you make the state championship game, you've already had something built. And
yes.
Obviously, historically, Danville has been there in their smaller days many years ago. But KC Woods kind of got it going. Jamie has come on and built on top of that. Handoff on the dive play. Again, solid pickup, bouncing off left tackle. And it will set up 2nd down and short. Is about 10 yards on the carry. And once again, that's Sharp.
All they're doing, they're walking the tackle over. They're double teaming the point of attack. They're not blocking the defensive end. It's just a wedge block, and all of a sudden, it's just a wave, and they've got 2 or 3 blockers on a minimum of 2 defenders, and they're going to win that battle the majority of the time.
I realize here in Plainfield are kind of like, Citi Field in New York next to LaGuardia. You get some planes that bank over the stadium from time to time. A Southwest flight. He's got a real good look at that play to the left side. 11-yard pickup. Again, the handoff goes to Sharp, and Sharp just follows the wall and drags a defender or 2 with him. Crosses the 50-yard line. First down, Danville.
You got to come flatter. If we see a replay, the outside backer, he can't step upfield. He almost got there on the belly play, but you got to come flat down the line of scrimmage, make Thompson keep the ball. Right now, there's no reason but just to give it.
Let's call that a 9-yard pickup, but unofficially Sharp now 10 carries for 105 yards in the first quarter.
I love how the senior's playing. I mean, he is running hard. He's got great vision, great balance. I like this young man.
His days as a linebacker might be numbered at Danville, given how he is carrying the football. Thompson stumbled, lost the football. Weast able to fall on it. And unfortunately for Danville, it'll be a loss on what is likely going to be the final play of the quarter, but it could have been a lot worse as that ball got away from Thompson. Never fully had it on the snap, but it will still be Danville ball to begin quarter number 2. 3 drives so far and points scored on all of them. Touchdowns for Mooresville. They lead at 14-3 after 1 as you're watching high school football on ISC as well as My Indy TV.
Wabash men are leaders. In this environment, self-governance is a way of life. Students develop strong leadership skills in classes and labs, on the field and stage, and in clubs and organizations. These men are prepared to take on campus and the world beyond. 1 in 10 of our graduates hold high leadership positions. Presidents, owners, founders, you name it. When you want to lead, you go to a leading school. Come to Wabash. Lead more.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Let's thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Thank you, Rob Lynch, Daryl Tibbs. Home game for Eldon Wheeler. His wife's taking tickets at the game, proud Mooresville resident. Thanks to Jordan Shute, Dennis Glover, quasi-home game for him as well tonight. And it's great to be here on the southwest side of Indianapolis, the birthplace of the Indiana State flag. Hand off in the counter to Weast. No room at the end. He was met by Aaron McClure, 3rd down and long.
Tell you what, I'd like to have that play back. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't outthink yourself here. I understand it was 2nd and 17 or 16. Keep running what got you here. Make them stop what you're doing. Now you're in a very obvious passing down here. I'll be curious here. Again, look for a quick screen, something to get the ball out of Thompson's hand quick.
McClure, 4 tackles last week in the victory against Bloomington North. So 3rd and away. Ball needs to get to the 38-yard line of Mooresville. It is at the Danville 44. They'll fake the handoff. Thompson on the
had him.
Pop pass and just could not complete it. Lawrence, again, that rangy 6'7" target. He had some guys open.
He did.
Couldn't deliver the throw. Here comes the punt team on for the first time tonight.
He had Lawrence. If he would have held it just a tad longer and let Lawrence clear those linebackers, Lawrence might still be running. There's nobody there.
Frankly, we're focused on the 2 receivers. He had Weast open near side as well. So 4th down. Punter is Aaron Braybeck. Averaged 37 yards a kick last week with a long of 42.
Nice.
Solid kick here. Fair catch called for and made at the 22-yard line. That'll be a 34-yard kick with no return. Today's game presented in part by Warner Financial, the firm that utilizes customized investment solutions to meet your financial goals. From investments and planning for retirement to partnerships and tax strategy, Warner Financial does it all. Call them today at 317-735-9202 to learn more about how you can secure your financial future.
Big series here for this Danville defense. It's been too easy for Mooresville. They've got to find a way to keep them out of the end zone.
Patterson. It's a 1-play scoring drive last time. Avoids pressure. Now is going to tuck it and run. Patterson will have the first down and makes a business decision. Well done. Take the first down, step out of bounds, save the contact, and move the chains.
I don't know if it was Trey Ross, but he had him dead to right. Trey's got to make that play there. Now all of a sudden Mooresville's behind the chains there, but great job by Nick Patterson of avoiding Ross and then making a huge gain.
By the way, Patterson 3 carries, 34 yards, and a touchdown.
He's smooth. I like the way he plays. I like his game.
3-man front shown by Danville. Handoff up the middle, and not much there. That's Wilson. He will get a yard, 2nd and 9.
Great job of coming downhill there by that Danville defense. I like the fact that they're kind of stacking the box a little bit and making it very hard for Wilson to find room to run.
See clock rolling on your screen. Both these teams begin league play next week. Danville has won 13 consecutive Sagamore Athletic Conference games, heading into their league opener a week from now. Blitz coming. Mooresville picks it up. Patterson just buying time. Little sandlot football. Said, hey, go to the sideline. Go that direction. He and Thomas could not make a connection. 3rd down.
If there's one thing that Nick has to do a little bit better job of, and I like what he's done, is just don't give up on the play. He could have extended that a little bit longer, give his receivers a chance to, run that scramble drill where, again, every program has it. When the quarterback's scrambling, the near guy comes back, the middle guy goes flat, and the deep receiver takes an angle away or to the quarterback. So,
line to gain is the 48-yard line. Again, pressure coming. Patterson avoids a couple of defenders. Will tuck it and run. Tripped up about a yard shy, and now a late flag is thrown. So let's see how that will affect the play. Where the ball is marked, it's going to be close to 1st down anyway, but the immediate signal by a Mooresville player was against Danville.
Just a few inches. Danville had Patterson dead to right in the backfield again. Not one player, but multiple players. Didn't bring him down. Now all of a sudden that went from about an 8 to 10 yard loss to now it's going to be almost a 25-yard play.
It's going to be roughing. It's
targeting.
Going to be the call.
It was targeting. Targeting. Or that was a call.
So I see that more usually in the National Football League or college football than you do in high school. But 15 yards, and again, I think where Patterson got to, they're going to give him the 1st down regardless. Tack on 15 more. That's 1st and 10 for the Pioneers at the Danville 38-yard line. Handoff is Wilson. Wilson breaks to the defensive line. Wilson takes off. Wilson wrestled down to the 2-yard line. Brandon Wilson, his best carry of the game. 36 yards.
We're seeing an experienced senior-laden team offensively against a very young Danville team on defense because Danville's in position but cannot make the play right now.
But unfortunately, as he was brought down to the turf on that play, Wilson has yet to get up.
Yeah, he kind of had an awkward move, and I'm not sure if his knee gave out, but something happened where he made one last cut, and his body just looked weird as it was coming out.
So as the training staff has taken a look, let's go ahead and step aside. 9:43 to play in the first half. Mooresville moving again. They lead at 14-3 here on ISC and MyIndy TV.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I
feel a little momentum starting to fall Lynn's way.
That in the air. Wrestler! Wrestler! Whoa!
Alongside Lance Schott, Greg Rakestraw with you. Some of the Danville fans across the way. Not exactly a lengthy drive to get from Danville to Mooresville. Danville tends to go north for their competition. Mooresville kind of stays right around this pocket. The Mid-State really has done a nice job of kind of finding schools that are of like enrollments. And frankly, I also think the development when 5A and 6A split into two different classes, I think that helped the Mid-State a great deal.
I love what Conference Indiana used to be.
Right.
I now love the Mid-State. I think they've done a nice job. There's a couple schools from old Conference Indiana in Perry and Martinsville and Decatur.
Correct.
And they've really done a nice job of engulfing some other ones that are, to your point, similar size competition. It's really a solid conference.
Today's game presented in part by Endeavor Communications. They offer a variety of internet speeds that fit your family or business needs. Surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds up to a gig. Contact them at weendeavor.com for more information. Of course, we broadcast so many games for our friends at Endeavor Communications. Next week, that is North Putt and South Putt. Well, Endeavor is available right here in this part of Morgan County as well. Wilson continues to be
got a little
checked out
splint
by
out
the,
or like an air cast. They're putting it on there. So, again, it just didn't look right. I'm not sure what really happened, hoping and praying that the young man, the senior, is going to be okay.
Again, just kind of one of those injuries where he is pulling forward as best he can. You've got a defender trying to pull the other direction, and at some point, something's got to give. And unfortunately, it might have been in the leg of the starting tailback for the Mooresville Pioneers.
And what could have been in this drive, Danville has Patterson twice dead to right in the backfield, multi-yard loss. They can't bring him down. That youthful defense couldn't bring down the Studley senior. And Mooresville, again, is knocking on the door, really praying that Brandon Wilson is going to be okay.
Get a look at Mike Gillen there. We reference he is fourth in the history of Indiana high school football in career wins at 350. The group in front of him, Bud Wright, of course, at Sheridan. Russ Radke at a variety of stops that is still active at 380. Next up for Mike to catch would be the legendary Jerry Brewer, who spent 43 years as the head coach at Jasper, won the 2001 4A state championship with current IHSAA assistant commissioner Brian Lewis as the star tailback of that Jasper team. Jerry's at 368. Then next comes Mike. So he's third amongst active coaches, fourth in the history of IHSAA football.
I've said all along, Mike Gillen has not got enough credit for the job he's done. He was incredible at Tri-West. He was great at Decatur Central. Took Indian Creek to places they'd never been, and has done a phenomenal job here at Mooresville. And just really, after Mark Bless, it kind of went down a little bit, had a couple lulls. He's brought them right back up, and I still remember his first year. They went 0-8 or 0-9, won 3 straight, get the sectional final, and my goodness, from that point on, they have taken off.
Lance, our cameras were here for that 8th game,
really?
where it was 0-7 Mooresville versus 0-7 Martinsville, and Martinsville won that game. And it was Mike's first year in 2017 here. They won their next 3. They beat Beech Grove. They then won their next 2 in the sectional, made the sectional championship, beaten by Greenwood. And since that time, 4 consecutive winning seasons, 3 sectional championships, a semi-state trip during that time as well. And there are very high expectations for this group. One thing that is different, last year Mooresville was an East Central sectional. East Central knocked them off in the sectional last year. Now they are in Roncalli's sectional. So Mooresville is in sectional 21, and the schools of note, Northview, Lebanon, Roncalli, and last year's 3A runner-up in Brebeuf, all in Mooresville sectional this year.
That is a load, and that is a tall task. But I do believe that who Mike had plays here in Green or in Mooresville in the conference, I think they will be ready for that sectional.
Yep.
And I think they'll do very well in that sectional.
The card is being brought out here for Wilson. So with that, let's go ahead and take one more timeout. We'll be back with this first and goal snap after a matter of moments. Mooresville leads 14-3. Back after this on ISC and MyNDTV.
At Forum Credit Union, we provide smart ways to borrow money for life's planned and unplanned expenses. We also have fun, easy ways to save money. See how Forum can help you with your financial goals at forumcu.com. At Forum Credit Union, we know strong communities invest in education. That's why the Forum Foundation has given over $800,000 to local educators and students pursuing their collegiate dreams. Learn how Forum gives back at forumcu.com.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello. Did it again. Hello. Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello. There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow.
This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
All right, so Wilson is just now kind of getting into the cart, and his teammates are trying to come over and help him into it. I think they're just going to sit him maybe even on the front seat. It looks to be a lower leg injury to his left leg as he was hobbling on what is the good wheel, so to speak. They're just go ahead and put him in the front seat to get him to, and the locker room's at this end of the field, by the way, so won't be exactly a long drive for him, but clearly this young man's night is over, and the hope is that it's not his season that is over. On what was a 36-yard carry that clearly had a significant injury at the end of it.
One thing through all the years of coaching, I still struggle with as a broadcaster as I did as a coach, and that's kids getting hurt, especially seniors, because this young man, the hours he has put in to put himself in this position, and we just hope and pray that that Brandon is just a sprain and nothing more.
So as Wilson is being wheeled off, and he had a 36-yard carry down to the 2-yard line, and now after, I'd say probably a 5 or 6 minute delay, we'll get back to action momentarily here. So again, 9:43 left to go in the first half. Mooresville trying to make this a 3-score advantage as they have scored in their opening 2 drives of the contest. By the way, the backup tailback for Mooresville, Keenan Brownlee, a sophomore. Fake. Patterson, wide open touchdown. Hogan Denny with the easy grab, and it's been easy money for Mooresville on offense so far. They lead at 20-3.
Great call by Mike Gillen. Nice job here. Danville's expecting run. Great job of play action. Hogan sold it well here. Great job of putting the ball in the belly of the tailback there. Great play and patience by Nick Patterson. Great catch by Hogan.
The touchdown comes with 9:32 left to go in the half. Then he stays on to hold for the extra point. And no problem whatsoever as Kenny Curry puts it up and through to make it 21-3. Tonight's game on ISC and MyNDTV presented by Josh Smalling Roofing. Josh Smalling Roofing and Restoration, your one-stop shop for all your restoration needs. Get a quote today at jdsbuilds.com or by calling 317-483-3093. You got to think the song remains the same for Danville. Burn, clock, move the football by handing it to Devin Sharp.
I love the adjustment that Scott West and Jamie Comer made. Go back to wing T, run the belly, double team at the point of attack, take your 3 to 4 yards. What you cannot have and what derailed them were penalties, especially self-inflicted penalties. And I think that's how they stay in this game here in the first half.
Some score updates for you. Carmel leading Center Grove 10-7. That is late in the second quarter. Aaron Catholic leading Central Catholic 14-3. That is also in quarter number 2. And Brownsburg leads Cathedral 14-0. That game in the second quarter as well.
Anxious to see that game. Bill Peoples talked about how young they were. I think they're a pretty good 6A team. I think that Brownsburg, as we saw last week, is legit.
Curry's kick. Weist will field at the 5-yard line. Weist finds a seam, makes a couple of cutbacks, and will take this out to the 33-yard line. Right, let's go back. We're going to show you one look at the injury to Wilson on the last play. He just had the Player kind of roll up on that ankle.
Yeah, just got trapped. See if
Yep.
they're left. It just got trapped. The general rule is if their ankle rolls out, it's a sprain. If it rolls in, it's a break. That was in. So I'm hoping it's not a break, but that's normally the general rule.
So 1st and 10. Quick hitter. Bobble. Should have been caught. Wiest dropped it. 2nd down.
Got to take that. Wiest is their best player, offensively and defensively, especially skill-wise. You got to bail Thompson out there, help your quarterback out there, get on the perimeter. I like that on 1st down. You've run the ball so often the last 2 drives on 1st down. Now change up a little bit and get the ball on the perimeter.
You're also trying to get your quarterback on track
Yes.
here as well, knowing that you're kind of playing for the long game here if you're Danville. And often, just kind of the mesh point wasn't great that time between he and Thompson. Pull up the timing of the play. No gain, 3rd down and 10.
When the snap is like it is, just off a little bit, everything is screwed up here. As a running back, you got to pause to the catch. Running backs getting, in practice, it never is a bad snap. Never anything goes wrong. You've got to be disciplined to pause to the catch. So if it is a bad snap, you're able to still have that mesh point.
This Danville team opens up league play by playing at Lebanon next week.
Ooh.
Thompson. Let's look from the sideline. Out in the flat, has a man, 1st down. Good route combination that time by Danville, and that time he picked the proper receiver. That's the biggest pass gain of the day. That is Stutes that makes the catch, and that's for a 1st down.
Great job by Thompson and Stutes of running and throwing right where the pressure came from. Mooresville brought a blitz. Joey White brought a blitz there, and they threw right at it. That's how you attack a blitz if you're able to pick it up. And again, I like what Joey's doing, trying to put pressure on Thompson and make a play, and Thompson did that time.
7th 1st down of the game in 3 drives for Danville. Handoff goes to Sharp. Sharp only picks up a yard. All right, what has Mooresville done now to kind of change their front? Because all of a sudden those holes are not there for Sharp.
Honestly, I think the youth of Danville is showing up a little bit. I think they've got Jamie loves his team. They're just inexperienced, and I think the strength of the upperclassmen of Mooresville, and they're really pinching, making those lanes running inside the tackle, forcing the ball where Thompson has to run the ball and not give it.
Jamie was saying he's had 16 kids from Danville the last 2 years that are playing college football at this point. That's pretty remarkable for a school of that size. Blitz coming. Thompson throws a deep ball and has a man in stride. He will score. Danville finds the painted turf for the 1st time. Pitch and catch of 52 yards. Touchdown grab for Danville by Caden Collins.
Great job of being patient. Great job by Thompson of being patient and understanding that the Mooresville secondary were looking back inside at the running or in the box, and all of a sudden they ran right by him. Great play call, great execution there for the Warriors.
2 touchdowns last week for Danville. They get their first of this one. Harvey is on for the extra point try. And no problem there. So 21-10.
Big score. I love it here. Thompson doesn't panic, gives his receiver a chance. If you're a DB, quit looking back at the quarterback. You've got to get deep as the deepest. Great job of execution there by the Warriors. Huge answer.
This is a Danville team that will have a good record at the end of the season. Seemingly they always do. And again, they're fighting up a little bit from a enrollment standpoint these first couple of weeks. That will benefit them as the season goes along.
Jamie Comer, again, this program is storied. I love what Bob Copeland did back in the 90s. Took them to a state championship, and I like what they've done just in general. They really have just slowly but surely been a mainstay there on the west side of Indianapolis, on the outskirts. It's a tough place to play at home. A great fan base, as really both schools tonight show a great fan base, but it's just a really neat school.
Do you think the two schools coordinated on jersey night? Because the Danville kids are wearing them too. That's the Danville student section. You can see a couple of Danville jerseys there, but I was impressed by the variety of jerseys I saw from the Mooresville fans tonight.
What I love about football, it sets the tone for the school setting, for your student body. When you're doing well, the students, it's a great start to the school year, and there's enthusiasm and there's all this camaraderie. It's just something special about Friday nights in high school football.
So Harvey is on to boot this ball away. Lights have just turned on. I'd like to say the lights are on in this beautiful downtown ballpark. I'm not sure if we're technically in downtown Mooresville here. That, of course, is the verbiage of the legendary voice of the Indianapolis Indians, Howard Kellman, as Harvey's kick will go out of bounds, and Mooresville can either make them re-kick or simply take the ball to the 35-yard line. I often, when lights turn on, kind of give that quote as a nod to Howard, but it gives me an excuse to congratulate him. For those that may not know this, Howard is getting a one-day call-up, and Howard, the native of New York, next Friday night will be on the radio call with Susan Waldman of the New York Yankees game against the Tampa Bay Rays. Howard has been in Indianapolis since 1974, so he is nearing 50 years as the voice of the Indianapolis Indians. Gets to call a major league game. It's his third different major league stint over the last 40 years. Congratulations, HK.
He does it the right way. I'm thrilled that they're rewarding him. Good to see good things happen to good people.
Handoff goes to Brownlee, and he is dropped. Tackle made immediately by Danville. Play that time by Andrew Smith. And again, this is a Danville team that's got some significant size. He is 6'4" and 215 as a linebacker.
I like what Danville does. They're just, again, they're missing a few pieces with youth, and that's it. They've got players. Jamie Comer is building himself a great program here. I'm anxious to see how long until Mike Gillen starts using Evans in the backfield. He had 10 carries last week for 49 yards. I think he might be the answer over Brownlee just because the young man's just a sophomore.
Play clock is at 2. Patterson tries to avoid pressure, gets away from Lawrence, throws, and Denny was the target, could not get to him. But you're starting to see Danville get pressure on a regular basis. Even if they're not getting to Patterson, they're getting guys back there, third down.
They're moving him off his spot. And I don't care, no quarterback there are two things how you affect a quarterback. Get him off his spot or put pressure right up the middle. Danville's getting him off his spot because they're coming off the edge. I like what's going on there with Jason Thompson. And again, throwing to his left, as most quarterbacks, it's just hard to do.
Play clock is at 9 as Mooresville is still in the huddle.
They need to burn a timeout here.
They get the nose of the football to the 45-yard line. Got the snap off in time. Patterson rolls left side. Everybody rolling with him. Now tries to bring it back right side. By in time, throws, and how about that? First down at Mooresville to Dorn, and that kid's got some special to him, does Patterson.
He has a great presence about him, understanding that he can extend plays. If you're looking for the next level quarterback, this is what you want here. Somebody that can, I like for him to tuck the ball away a little bit, but extend those plays, great throw.
Now, Dorn had the first down. Unfortunately, from a good crew, that was a bad spot. They spotted the ball short of the 45-yard line. It's going to be fourth down and a foot, and Mooresville will go ahead and take a timeout, and I think they will go for it, leading 21-10 here, maybe through the second quarter. Again, our head coach, you see Mike Gillen on your screen right there. Our head coach is brought to us by Paul Sylvester, Leadership Coaching. Company executives, middle managers, even employees aspiring to a management role. Seek the professional coaching advice of Paul Sylvester. Jamie Comer, references dad that coached him at Brownsburg. Jamie then played at Illinois State and then the University of Indianapolis. Same can be said for Mike's son, Casey. Began his playing days at Ball State before then playing for Joe Polizzi at the University of Indianapolis.
Two great families of football. again, thank the world of what happened with Brett Comer, who was on my staff in Lebanon, and did a great job at Brownsburg, and thought he might have made it past the marker, but the officials saw differently.
Mistakes happen.
It does.
We try not to harp on those,
Nope.
but it happens.
Nope.
So 4th down and short.
You're going to get a QB run. Well, maybe not. Maybe a sneak.
I would too, yep. And clearly that worked. When you've got a quarterback of that size at 6'2" and 225, that's your best short yardage option. Officially pick up 13 yards and a Mooresville first down.
I think that's what Mike was so upset about taking a timeout. I think Mike in his head knew, and I really think that Nick did too, run sneak. That's the play. There's no reason to call a timeout when you know what they're going to do, and I think that there was some miscommunication. Once they got it right, Nick was able to pick up the first down and then some.
Patterson, 2 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown as well. He has 56 yards rushing, 91 yards passing. So 145 yards of total offense, or 47 yards of total offense with it for Patterson so far. Play clock is at 3. Patterson slings this one. And Dorn got tied up that time with one of the defenders for Danville. It'll be 2nd down and 10. That was Wyatt Gentry that was the linebacker in coverage.
I don't think that the offense or the receivers ran the combination that Mike was looking for, because Mike was pretty upset talking to the receivers as they were coming back. So whatever he had called, I'm not sure they actually got the actual play call.
Mooresville team next week will head to play Plainfield. For many years, that was the week 2 opponent for Danville before they picked up Mooresville. Blitz coming. Screen called. Well done. That's Brownlee. Brownlee will have a first down. Weast will bring him down inside of the 30-yard line, but perfect time to call that screen. It's a pickup of 14 yards.
Great job of selling it by the offensive line. If you're going to be a good screen team, you have to be great actors up front. You've got to engage and then act like you're getting beat slowly, and nice job by Brownlee. The young sophomore is growing up in front of us here. Good play call. Mike knew that here comes pressure. Good play against that pressure.
Brownlee 2 carries, 4 yards and a touchdown last week. Victory against Bloomington North. Three drives, 3 scores so far for Mooresville. Brownlee dropped that Smith. He will lose a yard for his efforts.
Nice job up front. Really like the way Evan Lawrence is playing. He's got a big-time Power 5 left tackle body on him. I know he loves basketball, but at 6'7" in basketball, I like it. But at 6'7" in football, goodness gracious, there's not a lot of those players, but I like the way the young man plays. Good leverage, has to get a little stronger, but I like the way he plays.
2nd and 11. Again, blitz coming. Patterson just waits, avoids. First down, steps out of bounds at the 15-yard line. He'll step out a little bit sooner, but again, I think he got enough to move the chains. They will say that he put a foot out of bounds at the 19. Have to look all the way across at the yard markers, but he's got it. Agreed. First down, 11-yard pickup.
Once again, Danville's living in the backfield. That's something that Coach Denton can't be happy about, as well as Coach Gillen, because they're back there. They're just not making they're not finishing the play. A lot of that is because Nick Patterson has got some sweet feet and great presence.
It's almost like he waits for the pass rusher to get within arm's length of him, and then he moves.
That's presence. That's understanding that I can get away from you. I can be elusive enough to get away from you.
Danville will call a timeout here, so both teams now have 1 timeout remaining with 3 minutes and change left to go before we get to halftime. There are 3 games that are being broadcast on the ISC Sports Network tonight. Warren Central and Detroit King. Detroit King won the 3A division in Michigan last year. Detroit King played Carmel in week 2 last year, and Carmel beat them on a touchdown pass at the end the game to win that one a season ago. John Herrick and Jan Bozier have that call. And up in Clinton County, Frankfort is traveling to play Clinton Prairie. Brad Huber and Chris Walker have that call. And all those games available at ISCSportsNetwork.com.
Happy for Kurt Slicker, new coach at Clinton Prairie, and really like Kurt. He had a little bit of a rough go at Crawfordsville. Always been a Montgomery County boy, and happy to see him get another shot at Clinton Prairie. I think he'll do a good job there.
By the way, Martinsville leading Bloomington South 21-7. That game is at halftime. Carmel and Center Grove are tied at 10. That game also at halftime. First down to the 19-yard line. Patterson, pop pass, catch made, touchdown. Touchdown Mooresville. Cade Garrett all alone in the middle of the field for 19 yards.
Nice job by the junior Cade Garrett. He felt where the linebackers were, got into the open space. Nick Patterson, great poise again. Ball came out quick, and again, he threw right to the soft spot or the bubble on the defense. Another score for the Pioneers.
So an extra point to make it 28. 4 drives, 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdown passes in the first half for Patterson, and he has thrown the ball now to 5 different receivers in the first half as well.
I like the young man. I think he's got great poise, great pocket presence, good quick delivery. I think Frank Brock, former UND quarterback, has done a great job with him and developing him.
The extra point try is good. So 3:32 left to play before halftime, and Mooresville not being stopped on offense in tonight's game, or frankly to this point of the season, and we've been saying that for a long time about Mike Gillen coached offenses.
I like what Mike did there because Danville was in a 5-man box. They had both safeties over the top of number 2, and there was nobody in the middle of the field. As soon as he went play action to Bradley, there was nobody there, and nice job again by finding that soft spot by Garrett.
Score updates to pass along to you. Edinburgh leads Cloverdale 14-7. That is in the second quarter of the contest there. $28-10 our score here. Next week, Lance and I will have the Lawrence Township Super Bowl. Lawrence North and Lawrence Central. Lawrence Central will be honoring the 10-year anniversary of their 5A state championship team. That was the last year that 5A was the largest classification in Indiana high school football. We'll have the coverage on ISC and MyNDTV next Friday night at 7 o'clock.
Of all the games we're doing, that's the one I'm most excited about. I've always wanted to see that Lawrence Township battle. I cannot wait.
Pooch kick.
Oh, nobody
That's
there.
A free football, but Danville falls on it. That was a loose ball, but Danville able to pounce on it quickly. The turf bounce benefiting Danville. Hunter Adams with the heads-up play to snare it at the 34-yard line.
Couldn't have been a better kick. Again, Mooresville just overran it. Great job again by Danville of hopping on that ball quickly.
Well, you referenced LC and LN next week. You can correct me if you think there's another one, but I'm not sure if there is another game in the metro area where the basis of your season is as important as to what happens in that game as LN and LC.
It's everything.
Weist on the catch, bounces it outside. He will step out of bounds just shy of the first down marker, 9-yard pickup.
He's got a little giddy up there. I like that. Nice play, nice run after catch. But talking more about that Lawrence Township, it's an incredible season changer for Lawrence North a couple years ago when they lost, I don't know if it was 15 straight to them, and all of a sudden that really turned Pat Mallory and his program around. He won that game, and all of a sudden that propelled him for the next 2 years.
So second and a yard, that is Weist's first catch of the contest. And no note for Thompson now. He has completed his last 3 passes after starting 1 for his first 5.
And what I love what Danville's done is they're throwing away from the pressure of it. They've got
one-handed pick. That's Hogan Denny. 3-sport star, Division I athlete in baseball. One-handed grab, and Mooresville's got it for Danville. 39-yard line.
Rake, that is a game of inches. If that ball is 3 inches higher, it's a touchdown for Danville. They had the perfect play call. The ball just came out a little flat for Thompson, but my goodness, what did Hogan do here? Watch this play, folks. Woo! That is great ball skills, and then knowing what to do once he gets the ball. Great play.
Sometimes you can just lay out and let the picture tell the story.
Unbelievable.
Now
Great
there
play.
was a hold on the return by Mooresville, so a post-possession foul against Mooresville. So they'll back it up to the 50-yard line, but importantly, it will be Mopai football, and they could potentially try to put this game on ice heading into halftime if they can score one more time.
That might have a chance to be one of our plays of the week. That was a big-time play and by a big-time player, and really happy for the job that Hogan is doing here for Mopai.
So 1st and 10. On the draw, it's Brownlee. And Brownlee, first down and then some. Wiest will wrestle him down, but not before he'll pick up 24 yards.
The young sophomore is coming of age in front of us here. The offensive line, I think Coach Denton had a few words of encouragement the last couple times they've been on the sideline. But the young sophomore is becoming more and more confident. He feels good. He's making great cuts, protecting the football, and Mooresville's knocking on the door again.
I think it's kind of a general wearing down process at this point for the guys up front for Danville. Wilson, the starter, injured for Mooresville. This is Denny. Flag is thrown. Denny coming all the way across the formation. Shoved out of bounds at the 5-yard line, however. I think all of this is going to come back. Now, the hold happened 10 yards down the field. Really like this play never happened. So hold against the Pioneers. It'll be their 4th penalty for a total of 35 yards in the first half.
Dorn's blocking downfield. I don't ever really get upset too much when receivers get a holding call when they're 10 yards downfield. He's trying to help his playing partner out. Just grab a little bit too much jersey there.
So the ultra rare 1st and 12 after the hold occurred at the 18-yard line.
Danville's got to find a way to keep him out. They got to find a way here. Jason Thompson has to dial up some pressure, get a turnover. 3 points doesn't kill you, but 7 really makes it hard.
Not stopped him yet. Handoff goes to Brownlee. Brownlee bounces it outside. Brownlee picks up the first down yardage. It'll be 1st and goal, and finally he is plowed under at about the 8-yard line as Brownlee picks up 20 on that one.
Great job of being patient by the young sophomore. He let the offensive line do all the work. He just kind of hid behind him, a little burst, and all of a sudden we're 1st and goal inside the red zone.
Mooresville coming in at number 3 in Class 4A. New Pal and Roncalli own those top 2 spots. Patterson looking corner of the end zone for Dorn. Got it, touchdown. His 2nd touchdown grab of the half. That is 4 TD tosses by Patterson. And we're not even to halftime yet. 34-10 Pioneers.
What I loved about that throw was if Dorn doesn't catch it, it's out of bounds. It's away from the defense. Great throw, great route by Dorn, but even a better throw by by Patterson. Excuse me.
4 touchdown passes on 5 drives. Touchdown passes on each of the last 4 drives. The first score was with his feet. But it is all Pioneers tonight at 34-10. They've
imposed their will. To Danville's credit, they're fighting. They scored their last possession before the turnover. But so they're still fighting.
Extra point try. Pressure by Danville, but did not affect Curry in the slightest to make it 35-10. What's the mindset here for Jamie Comer and Danville at this point?
You want to make sure when this quarter ends, you still have the football, because you're going to probably run it with Mooresville only having 1 timeout left. They really can't stop it, so you have a shot to run the clock out and make sure that you go into halftime knowing that you get the ball back, because Coach Gillen and only Coach Gillen fashion took the opening decision when they won the coin toss. So you got to find a way, go back to belly, go back to running that read, maybe a triple option, but you want to keep the ball and try to keep this clock running.
Let's kind of talk about how the Mid-State's going to shape up for Mooresville. Decatur Central, they are led by a freshman quarterback that we saw in ISC last year in the Casey Oaks Memorial Tournament in December, Bo Polston. You started in Indianapolis as a freshman, you get some people's attention. Decatur Central's good every year for Kyle Enright. Darren Fisher's team got a good win at Columbus East last week. They are playing LN tonight. Big test for the Whiteland Warriors. Again, Chris Call does a great job at Franklin. Those are the likely suspects in terms of who Mooresville will be competing with for a Mid-State championship.
And really good programs, great coaches, really good programs. It should be a very interesting. Watching Mooresville, I think they're a really good 4A team, but I also think the teams that you mentioned in the Mid-State are also equally talented, so it should be a tight race.
Again, the pooch kick, fair catch called for. Adams able to make it at the 44-yard line. So first down for Danville. Let's take a look at the Sagamore. Danville again, Western Boone. They've had their run of 3 successive state championships. That was snapped last year. But Webo, always great in that league. Lebanon will be a tough test for Danville next week. As I mentioned earlier, Danville has gone undefeated through league play the last 2 years. 6 wins in 2020, 7 a year ago. What do you see their main challengers being in the Sagamore this year?
I would say Lebanon. Jeff Smock, a former player of mine, at his alma mater, I think has done a good job of building. I think Western Boone is always going to be good. I think Tri-West is always a factor as well.
Catch is made deep down the field. First down for Danville. So Thompson starting to find the rhythm. That is Wiest, and he makes the catch at the 20-yard line. That is a pickup of 36 yards.
Jamie talked to us during the week and even out before the game. He likes the skill set of Thompson. It's a little different than what he's had the last 2 years. But to your point, he's throwing with a lot of confidence. We saw him this winter at our Colts 7-on-7 league and really did a nice job.
So Thompson now 5 for 10, 111 yards. Did have the interception on his previous throw, but also has a touchdown as well.
I like Wiest. He's got some length to him and some giddy-up. He's pretty good.
Handoff goes to Sharp, and Sharp
ooh,
zigzagging through defenders and has this one at about the 2-yard line. First and goal.
Nice job. With Sharp and Wiest, they're going to cause problems not only in the regular season, but in the playoffs. If Thompson can get some confidence, ooh.
Now, we pointed out the fact that they went undefeated in the Sagamore last year, but Tri-West got them in the sectional. So Tri-West did have a victory against Danville. And again, we will have Danville and Tri-West on ISC and Comcast 81 coming up in week number 5 on September the 16th.
That is a great rivalry that goes back many, many years, and it's no love lost there.
Handoff goes to Sharp, and he scores. Touchdown. Well, Danville answers, and it's 35-16, extra point pending. How about Sharp? 127 yards on 14 carries here in the half.
I like the young man. I think he really plays well on both sides of the football. Danville's not going to go away. Jamie Comer has built himself a program that these kids, again, state finalists, they know what it was like to play from behind against teams that are really good. And that's something I take my hat off because those guys are still playing hard.
Harvey's extra point try is good. Make it 35-17. And knowing Mooresville's offense, one timeout, 42 seconds. They got a pretty good kicker. They're not going to sit on it here going to halftime either.
A lot of it's going to depend on where you get the ball at and then that first down play. If that first down play is some kind of a chunk play, look for Mike to put the pedal down and see if he can get more points on the board.
By the way, Warren Central leads Detroit King 37-12.
Ooh.
That is late in the second quarter. Pike leads Fishers 10-7. That game has gone to halftime. Pike beaten by Zionsville by a touchdown last week. We'll see Pike in a couple of weeks when they take on Carmel. And Edinburgh leads Cloverdale now 21-7 just before halftime.
Nothing like it, folks. It's Friday Night Football. It never gets old. We've had two perfect weather or just nights for football, week 1 and week 2. And it's just been awesome to be able to be here and broadcast, but it's been funner to watch these kids be put in this type of setting back-to-back weeks, allow them to be seen not only locally but across the country.
By the way, how about this? Ron Colley and Franklin Central scoreless going to the second half. Interesting score from the south side tonight.
Having seen Ron Colley and knowing what Jason West can do, I'm not surprised. They're going to make Ron Colley throw it to beat him, and I know they're stacking the box. And Jason West, he can coach, but so can Eric Quintana, the new coach at Franklin or at Ron Colley.
Dorn catches at the 25-yard line. Andrew Smith steers him out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Our halftime show will be presented by Endeavor Communications. I know Lance has been studying his Wabash College history for Wabash College Trivia, coming up at halftime as well.
Don't bet on me, people. Don't bet on me.
Well, you have no idea how easy the multiple choice is. Last week I didn't let you get to multiple choice, but you got it right.
I did.
You got Dartmouth.
That was a guess.
I like your chances of going 2 for 2 here.
I don't know.
I have faith in you, Lance.
I'm glad somebody does.
Pressure coming. Patterson, that's a loose football. Ball is out. Brownlee could not fall on it. I think Danville's got it. They do. It's still a football game, folks, because Danville's going to take over inside the 20-yard line. Perfectly timed rush. Trey Ross from the end got him.
As you talked about, Mike wasn't going to sit on that. They have been there all game long, and that time it came back to bite Mooresville. Danville keep bringing the pressure. I love what Trey Ross does. I love what Lawrence does. They've got themselves some bookends there.
And again, Danville has the ball to begin the third quarter.
Yes.
If you score here, this is interesting to start the third quarter.
It's real. When you jump out to a quick lead, you have a tendency to relax. When you relax, it's hard to get that back.
Both teams have just one timeout they can take. So if you're going to run it here, you got to be ready to run the next play. It is a handoff to Sharp. Mooresville was sitting on it. And Danville will go ahead and burn the timeout here, which tells me they will probably now go in the air the rest of the plays because they're probably fringe field goal territory. Here it will be about a 35-yard kick as the ball hits the 17-yard line.
I'll be anxious to see if Jamie and Scott come up with an RPO or if they come up with that almost like read option where they're trying to run the belly and get the ball out on the perimeter. Because if you are going to run it, you want to have that run pass option if possible.
Another score update. Pike has scored to start the third quarter. They lead Fishers by a score of 17-7. Pick 6, in fact, to start the third quarter by Josh Woods, both football and a basketball player. That's not our feed, by the way. That's the huddle feed of the game. We can offer it to them if they'd like it.
Oh, sure. So one beauty of technology now, you're able to watch everything that just went on. That's the one thing that's really changed is you can make a lot better game time adjustments because you can actually see what's actually happening and not taking the word of a 16 or 17-year-old player.
By the way, Brownsburg leads Cathedral 21-7 to start the third quarter. Danville out of timeouts. Make the handoff, looking to throw. Looking for the end zone in double coverage, and Denny tips it away. Already had an interception. And I realize that, again, baseball seems to be his thing. He might have a future as a safety if he wanted to go that direction, too. He's only a junior. It's third down.
I would give Wiest 2 more chances. I'd throw it up. As good as Denny is, just throw it earlier. And don't let Denny be a factor. Throw it outside and make Denny run to get there. But if it's me, I'm throwing the ball to Wiest 2 more times. That
play only took about 6 seconds off the clock. And whatever happens, it has to be incomplete, out of bounds, or a first down here for Danville. Bobbled snap. Sharp will pick it up. He lost the football. Lineman's got it, but again, they don't have any timeouts. And I don't think they're going to try to line up. They can't spike it. They've got to run a play here. Wiest has to get onside. He is now. So this has to be for a first down to the end zone, as the clock will show zeros. Going to throw it for the end zone. Thompson throws it up. Wiest is there, but it falls to the turf, and that is the end of the half. So the late sack does no damage to Mooresville, as the ball was knocked away by Michael DeZelmi that you see on your screen. Well, an eventful first half, to say the least. 52 points were scored. And for Mooresville, the only drive that didn't finish in a touchdown was the sack fumble at the end of the half. Halftime here in Mooresville. Pioneers lead at 35-17 on ISC and MyIndy TV.
Repairing your property after a fire doesn't have to be a painful process. Make Josh Smalling Roofing and Restoration your first call. Whether you have experienced a small fire or your property has sustained significant fire damage, Josh Smalling can help guide you in the right direction. You can count on Josh Smalling Roofing and Restoration for fast professional services that are guaranteed to be done right. For best results involving fire damage cleanup, call Josh Smalling Roofing and Restoration Services today, 317-483-3093, or online at jdsbuilds.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now, because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going to
before.
happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left.
Big players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish. You get a layup taken. And an and one. Out of here.
Halftime here in Mooresville. Our score, Pioneers 35 and Danville 17. Last non-conference game for each of these two squads. Our halftime show, a service of Endeavor Communications. Business phone solutions with Endeavor Communications. More than a phone system, Endeavor offers a hosted unified communication solution that gives businesses the ability to be accessible anytime, anywhere, on any device. Find out more at weendeavor.com. Lance, your overall impressions of a lot of points here in half number 1.
I thought both offenses really played well. I really was impressed with how Nick Patterson played, but probably equally impressed on what Jamie Comer's team is doing and keeping fighting, and really had a shot to score there late in the second half, or second quarter, but just a good offensive output in that first half.
Patterson, again, responsible for one turnover. That's fumble of the half. But how about these numbers for Patterson? 8 of 14, 132 yards, 4 passing touchdowns. Running the football, Patterson was 7 carries for 55 yards. Again, lost yards on that sack, but also had a rushing touchdown. He accounts for all 5 scores for Mooresville in half number 1.
His presence is really impressive. He's got that it factor that I think colleges need to reevaluate him with, because I just like what he does in general with the ball in his hands.
You and I have the luxury of all different levels of college football, and for some of these young men in high school, they maybe get something in their mind, hey, I'm this level of player, where you're not, but you can be a great player at a different level. Where do you see his game translating to from a college standpoint?
I think he is a free money player. meaning he is an NAIA Division II, one of those type things here. I think that's what he is. And I think it's so hard to be a free money player in the country. If you think about all the schools or all the kids that play football, and for somebody to pay you to be on their campus to play football is very difficult. He should go to school with football aid next year.
The only drawback for Mooresville, obviously, was the injury to their starting tailback, and Brandon Wilson suffered a lower leg injury that required an air cast and a cart early in the second quarter. Again, our best thoughts go to him. He appeared to be in great spirits as he was getting up to go to the cart. And again, hopefully this Mooresville team can play long enough into the season where that was not the end of his season for head coach Mike Gilman.
I hope not, because he had a whale of a run and just did things the right way. He's a senior. He's earned the right to be out here. He's worked so hard in this offseason. You want to see him have more than just 2 games.
For Danville, again, the story has been Darren Sharp. He had 15 carries, 128 yards, and a touchdown. Lansing had 100 yards in the first quarter alone.
He was impressive, really, on both sides, but as a running back, his ability to absorb hits and keep his legs going and make the second and third guy miss was really impressive. But I tell you what, I knew that he played well last week. He's playing really well this week.
And while Trey Thompson had a sluggish start, was 1 for 5, did throw a pick. That was just a spectacular play. It was made by Hogan Denny. He did complete 4 out of 5 passes in a stretch, one of those for 52 yards, another one of those for 36 yards. Thompson finished the half 5 of 12 with a pick, a touchdown, and 111 yards passing.
I thought Thompson did a great job of just settling down and really playing to his strength. He has a great deep ball ability. It's been a game of inches. Right now, there's been a couple chances for Danville to sack Patterson or to make it just maybe a tad bit better throw. It's a whole different play.
All right, how good is the offense for Mooresville? The ball boy just threw it 35 yards. They got some skills here at Mooresville in this football program this year. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back, more of our Endeavor Communications halftime show. It is Mooresville 35 and Danville 17. Back in a moment on ISC and MyNDTV.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
Still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh, my goodness, what a shot! Hello! Did it again. Hello! Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws in, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch. Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Here in Mooresville, Greg Rakestraw, Lance Scheib with you on ISC and MyNDTV. It was our honor to broadcast the Monon Bell on MyNDTV last year, and certainly aspire to do the same coming up in late, or actually early November. This year we have the Wabash College Trivia question each and every week at halftime. Last week, Lance properly identified Dartmouth as the Ivy League school from which alumni ended up founding Wabash back in 1832. We move a bit forward in the timeline of Wabash College tonight to 1890 and 1904. The first Monon Bell game against DePaul was played in 1890. A play loosely based on the game was released in 1904. and then a few years later was followed by a popular movie. The movie and the play had the same title. What was their name? Lance, I will give you options. And when I give you these options, I like your chances of getting it. The powers that be that wrote this question, not me, gave you a multiple choice that will make what is a very difficult question sound easy. You ready?
I am.
Was it A, The Godfather, B, Animal House, or C, College Widow?
It's got to be College Widow.
Yes, because you know Godfather and the Animal House.
Yes.
You don't know College Widow.
Exactly.
And that is the correct answer. Lance is 2 for 2. He's in conference form, even though it's non-conference season. The star of the silent movie was Dolores Costello. One of her sidekicks was Summer Getchell, who played a college student named Jimmy Hopper. And I can't say I'm familiar with any of those actors or actresses' work until now. Learn more about the movie, and I'm sure Wabash as well, at wabash.edu. We'll take this quick time out. When we come back, first half highlights. A lot to show you because 52 points were scored between Mooresville and Danville. Pioneers lead by 18 here on ISC and MyIndy TV.
Get advice from local experts with the top 8 things you need to know. Don't let your physical health slow you down. Visit the professionals at Fast Track Physical Therapy. Log on to wishtvtop8.com. Find what you need to know when you need to know it. Get advice from local experts with the top 8 things you need to know. Don't let your physical health slow you down. Visit the professionals at Fast Track Physical Therapy. Log on to wishtvtop8.com. Find what you need to know when you need to know it.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you
go.
go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is Wrestler! Wrestler! Whoa!
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Brady. Hello. Did it again. Hello. Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello. There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Look back at our first half highlights, Lance. It did not take long for Mooresville to get going. They took the opening drive 54 yards, capped off by a Nick Patterson rushing touchdown, one of 5 that he would have, both rushing or throwing in half number 1.
I just like the way the young man plays. I think Patterson is a player that is to be reckoned with all year long. But boy, Sharp just did a great job of running the football for Danville and answering for the Warriors.
On the opening drive, Sharp had 68 yards rushing. It would finish with a Caleb Harvey field goal. Then it was a one-play touchdown drive to get it right back for Mooresville as Dorn would strike from 61 yards out to make it 14-3. Sharp on the move again. But Mooresville would then get a defensive stop. They would get their offense going. And eventually Mooresville would build their lead to 21-3 on what would be this passing touchdown, the second to find Hogan Denny for Mooresville. Danville, though, would answer on this pitch and catch as Collins was the benefactor to make it 21-10. Speaking of Denny, that's our defensive play of the season we have had on ISC to this point. And you see the back of the corner touchdown to make it 28-10. And then you see another great catch here by Wiest. Mooresville had made it 35-10 at this point, but then Sharp finds the end zone to make it 35-17. That sack and fumble would eventually be recovered by Danville. They have a chance to score late, but couldn't convert on the short field. That's the last play of the half, and we have gotten to halftime with a score of 35-17. Lance would expect to see here to start half number 2.
Anxious to see what does Danville do. They go back to their wing tee, which is what I would do. and just kind of ground it out here a little bit and try to make this fourth or the second half even shorter? Or what does Mooresville do? Put more guys in the box and start bringing pressure, trying to make Trey Thompson beat him. Anxious to see how the third quarter starts, because I think that's going to be paramount in the outcome of this game.
So our score at the break, 35-17 in favor of Mooresville. Again, our halftime show, a service of Endeavor Communications. We'll take this quick timeout. Third quarter action. Danville will have the football. When we come back, arrivals soon to Indianapolis International Airport. Back in a moment on ISC and MyIndyTV.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County. Unbelievable.
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Teams getting ready for quarter number 3. Greg Rakestraw, Lance Scheib with you here on ISC and MyIndyTV. Let's thank our friends at Hoagies and Hops helping present tonight's game. Authentic Pennsylvania hoagies and snacks and the best cheesesteaks in Indy. Come see us at 42nd and Boulevard. For catering info and a look at the full menu, head to hoagiesandhops.com for more. There is going to be a Hoagies eating contest on September the 10th. It is $25 to register. If you win the contest, you get a free hoagie every month for a calendar year.
I just can't wait to go on Thursday. You've talked about this. I'm anxious to get there and see what you are so excited about, and because I love hoagies, so I cannot wait to see this.
I stumbled upon Hoagies and Hops through our good friends at Marion University a couple of years ago with the pit twist. The ingredients on the sandwich are roast beef, turkey, a little ham, I believe, but it's slaw and potato chips. Hers potato chips, specifically from Pennsylvania. Things I'm like, sounds all right. You put them together on one sandwich with that hoagie bread, it's absolute perfection. Then the folks at Hoagies and Hops came on board, Query and Schultz, on the ISC Sports Network. And as Derek and Jake kind of ate their way through the Hoagies and Hops menu on the show, I did the same. It's perhaps the best tuna salad sandwich I've ever had.
Wow.
The cheesesteak there is tremendous. And it is authentic Philadelphia, just off the campus of Butler University. My mouth is watering just talking about the folks at Hoagies and Hops. And yes, we're going to indoctrinate Lance at 42nd and Boulevard coming up on Thursday.
I am a huge Philly cheesesteak person. I love my Philly cheesesteak. My griddle in my backyard, I'm an expert at it now. But I can't wait to taste this at Hoagies and Hops.
You'll appreciate this. There are some trademarks of Philadelphia that are there. There are some trademarks of Butler that are there. There's some nod to Indianapolis. And one of the honorees, because of the location of Hoagies and Hops, is the late Stacy Turan. He is memorialized at Hoagies and Hops as well. Absolutely. Yeah.
I was just talking to him about that, to one of my friends, about his shot he made in the state finals.
Yep.
Morning game.
Yep, 82, right?
Length of the floor.
Yeah.
To win the game.
Yep.
Advance Ripple to the state finals.
We're going to play for the Los Angeles Raiders in the National Football League.
Played at Notre Dame.
Tragically, his life ended way too soon.
Yes, great dual sport athlete. Obviously did a great job for the Irish as well, but legendary at Broadway High School.
So again, Mooresville took the football to start. the first half, so Danville will get it to begin quarter number 3. Curry on to kick this one away. He's made all 5 extra points so far.
Kickoffs have been a little interesting. A lot of pooch kicks.
Yep.
And a lot of putting ball in certain positions. I'll be anxious to see if Mooresville kicks it deep here.
And the last couple have been short. First 2 were of decent length, and this one will hop all the way down, and this could be a problem. Wiest will field at the 5, but Mooresville has players to get to him by the 10. Able to make a miss, and will hustle his way back to just shy of the 20-yard line. And again, the format for Danville remains the same. Run the ball, try to take as much time off the clock as possible and shorten things up a little bit.
I like what the adjustment was with Scott West and Jamie Comer, and that is get back in wing tee, get on your angles, get on your double teams, and don't try to man up block or zone block this front for Mooresville, and they had a ton of success with that.
First down at the 18-yard line. Sharp 128 yards rushing in the first half. It's the handoff here and plows through a couple of tacklers and dives forward for a gain of 6.
As long as Mooresville is willing to play zone, then run the football. Because now it's a light box. There's only 5 guys in there, so it's 5 on 5. You're reading a defensive end, so now it's 5 on 4. That's why you're doing this. It's just a numbers game, especially when you're running. Even though it's spread, they're running as a read play on that defensive end, and he can't be right. I like what they're doing.
2nd and 4. Even though it's been 3 and 4 wide for good chunks of the game, that has been a running formation for Danville. This time, Thompson slings it and never had a good grip of the football. Didn't catch it cleanly on the snap, and Wiest had no chance on that one, 3rd down.
Well, I like what they did there, though. I still think it's RPOs, because as Hogan came over, the outside linebacker came up, and it was automatic, almost like just a quick screen or a bubble screen away from that pressure. So I like what they're allowing Thompson to do. To your point, though, Rake, he never got a clean grip on the ball.
3rd down and 4. Play clock at 12 as the Warriors break the huddle. Thompson now 5 of 13 unofficially in tonight's game. Had his first interception of the season. Take the handoff, Thompson on the keep, and Thompson will have the first down. Good read. It's only 2nd time he's kept that ball tonight.
It was his own read because they brought pressure. A lineman's down now for Danville.
6-yard gain for Thompson, by the
But
way.
what I like what they did there, because you bring pressure, you put the ball in Sharp's belly, and then you just read him. Outside linebackers bringing pressure. There's nobody there. That's just like throwing at pressure. You're able to block the perimeter, get a first down.
Unofficially 11 first downs in this game for Danville. Let's thank our friends at College Prospects of America. Their team knows college recruiting. They're available 24/7, provide solutions that serve you. They're your total advocate. The CPOA team will work tirelessly, provide counsel, and assess and seek answers for you and your family from the first phone call through college graduation and everything in between. Email Joe Pulizzi at cpoateam@gmail.com for more information. And while you're hearing this ad in football, it is in every sport. Cross country, soccer, tennis, golf, doesn't matter. Let the team at CPOA and Joe Pulizzi help you find that college scholarship.
Class act, great coach at UND, good friend. Again, if you've got questions, he can answer it. Happy to see Parker McIntyre Craig get up on his own power.
Handoff goes to Sharp, and Sharp, it is the tractor pull. Just takes a defender with him. He'll pick up 11 yards. A reminder, Sharp had 10 yards or more the first 4 times he touched it tonight.
What a nice job up front. But again, you're not, because you're playing a 3-man front, you're able to read that end. And so now it's not a 5-man box because you read that guy. Now it's 5 on 4, so you have an advantage. So now Mooresville, Joey White has to make an adjustment here, bring an outside linebacker down, because if not, they don't have enough men in the box to stop the run.
Blair was along for the ride for about 7 yards on that tackle. Sharp now 17 carries, 145 yards.
You see Hogan over as a safety over top of Weiss. Tells me they're bringing pressure, so look for a throw here maybe.
Ball was snapped literally as the play clock expired. Busted play. Either that or simply Thompson made the wrong read, but he realized that was going nowhere. He voluntarily takes the slide and a loss of 8 or 9 yards on the play.
Yeah, that play, I'm not sure what was happening there other than the fact that they were bringing pressure, but I think the running back went a different way. There was nowhere to go. In that case, I'm okay with Thompson getting down. No reason to get and take a shot there, but now you've got 2nd and 20.
Denton Jacobs was the benefactor of the tackle for loss for Mooresville. So 2nd and 19. Play clock down to 9. And that has been the MO for Danville on offense the entire night.
Do what you do here. Don't force it. Good job. Run
That
the
is
ball.
handing the football to Sharp, and
Yep.
Sharp
It's fine.
is right behind Sutter. He'll pick up 6 yards, and it sets up 3rd down and 13. And we have another player down at the end of the play, and is that Sharp?
Looked like Sharp, and I don't know if he's cramping, but he is. I think that looks like a cramp.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt that, folks. I've been there. That is no fun, to say the least.
Well, let's face it. Today is the warmest day we've had in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And so it was warm on the turf before kickoff at 7 o'clock. And given the effort that young man has given, not surprisingly, that he is maybe the first one to cramp up in tonight's game.
He's also playing on both sides of the ball, and he's running around, and it's just one of those things that the hardest part now is once you have it, it's really hard to play through it because your body is trying to recover and get the fluids that you need. That's one of the things. Again, I was a big watermelon person and banana person all season long, giving me enough potassium so I never cramped very often. But when I did, boy, it was a son of a gun.
Tonight's game presented in part by Fast Track Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Get back in the game with Fast Track. Get your free injury screening at Fast Track with 4 central Indiana locations, including offices in both Danville and Mooresville. Well, Sharp continuing to get worked on by the training staff for Danville. I want to say a special hello to Amy Harvey, who does a wonderful job as the Director of Athletics at Danville. And we will be at Danville for soccer on Tuesday night when Danville and Tri-West face each other. Part of our extended partnership with Danville Athletics this year. And we'll be there for Danville and Tri-West in football again on September the 16th. Game you can see on ISC Sports Network, all of our social media channels, as well as Comcast 81. As of now, this is the last time we see Mooresville. I'd say there's a good chance I might see them in the opening week of the postseason, depending on whom they might draw.
As you talked about earlier, that sectional is loaded, so I think there's a great shot that we'll be back watching Mooresville play.
Here comes the blitz. Thompson just throws it, and did the receiver get back in time? No, he did not. The receiver realized that ball was heading his way late and couldn't get back to it. Here comes the punt team on for Danville. You would expect it to be the punt team, and it will be. I think we've seen, this will be what, the second punt of the game that we have seen? It's not happened very often. And he made the catch, but he was out of bounds. Did the potential target for Danville. Young man that was the intended receiver was Jace Scrafton, 6'6" sophomore. Danville's got the all-airport team, don't they? Just a matter of once those kids kind of grow to those frames, they're a young team.
They're walking off the bus, and you're thinking, nice height.
Mooresville brought everybody. Brabeck has to get rid of that one quickly. Eventually takes a pro warrior roll, and at the 34-yard line. So a punt of 28 yards, but no return. Again, on what is just the second punt of the game. And now the million-dollar question for Danville is, they got to stop at the end of the half with the sack fumble. How can they get a couple of more stops to stay in this game? As Patterson, 5 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 4 throwing in half number 1 for Mooresville.
They've got to speed their feet once they get back to Patterson and break down and keep him in front of him.
Patterson, little timing pattern to Denny, and Denny upended. That's the long handoff in the passing game right there, and a gain of 4 yards.
I love how quickly the ball gets out of his hand. Again, Frank Brock has done a really good job with him. getting the ball out, and that's something that we have now a second Danville player cramping.
They were going to deal with this for the rest of the game. Again, not crazy warm compared to what we had, obviously, at the start of August and through most of the summer, but, again, just the warmest day in a couple of weeks. Again, it's an overly physically taxing game for both teams, but especially for the team that's kind of, again, fighting up a class, if you will, in Danville.
Well, it's one of those things, again, is you've got to just take care of your body, and I know it's hard to do, but really what you do to your body on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday pays big dividends on Friday. And I know these kids are doing this, but again, to your point, Ray, it's a little more humid. You're playing against a bigger school, maybe some stronger kids, and you're exerting even more energy. And to your point, we're 8:29. We're not even halfway through the third quarter, and we've got this. But again, another two-way player in Wiest.
Yeah. Frankly, your two most dynamic players, the two kids that just cramped up for you.
Yeah.
Not a good sign for Danville. 2nd and 6.
Well, with them, they've got a fighter's chance. Without it, they've got a really uphill battle.
So Wiest will come off for at least a play. Four wide receivers set. That's the base formation only for both of these teams. Patterson fakes the handoff, finds Denny, and Denny will get a couple, maybe 3. So going to the short passing game, but Danville responding well, sets up 3rd down.
I like it. Let them throw it in front of you and then rally and make the play. Now you got to break down, speed your feet, bring your hips so that you're able to bring down their running back, their quarterback, or their receivers, and they're going fast here.
So 3rd down and 3. Movement by Danville, but never crossed the line of scrimmage. Patterson fakes the handoff. Now he will keep. And he'll die for the 1st down. And another Danville player kind of slow to get up. Patterson doing the exact same thing. I think that's why he went down on that play. He'll fight it off as best he can. And he picked up 7 yards for the effort, 1st down.
I think it was a broken play. I think Patterson was surprised to still have the ball in his hands. Great job of not panicking as a senior. And nice job of picking up the 1st down.
And again, Wilson, the starting tailback, injured in the 2nd quarter. Brownlee, the backup, is in there now. Brownlee had 2 carries last week, had 4 carries in the first half, totaling 43 yards. This time Brownlee gets it. Brownlee is kind of into the scrum at the line of scrimmage. And he'll pick up 3 or 4 yards. And frankly, Mooresville is kind of taking a page out of Danville's book here. They're kind of trying to shorten the game a little bit here, it looks like, and just kind of grind this clock down with a 3-score advantage.
We can see this. I wonder if Danville can see this, but with Patterson really fighting cramps, he's not going to run the ball. It's going to be hard, so you got to look at the ball to come out quick, and you got to look at Brownlee if you're trying to slow him down.
Patterson looks at his wristband for the play signal from the sideline. Play clock is at 5.
Timeout.
And timeout going to be called by Mooresville. So with that, let's step aside. No change in the score since halftime. Mooresville maintains an 18-point lead here on ISC and MyNDTV.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch. Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
And the student section's been loud and up all night for Mooresville. A lot to cheer about. Their team leads 35-17, moving through the 3rd quarter. Coming out of the timeout, Mooresville got a bit of a head start that time.
I think it might have been offsides.
It was going to be offsides.
Yeah, I thought they I thought they lined up, and I thought just a hair before the ball snapped, I thought they were in the neutral zone. So good catch by the official.
That is the third penalty against Danville, totaling 30 yards. Second and 2. Quick score update. Carmel now leads Center Grove 20-17. That is just underway in the fourth quarter at CG. That game moved up a week this year. Make scheduled accommodations for both Carmel and Center Grove. Handoff goes to Brownlee. Brownlee trying to bounce it outside and absolutely slung down. And another Danville player starting to cramp up after making that play. Tackle made for the Warriors by Wyatt Gentry. Third and long, loss on the play of, call it 4 yards.
I like what Danville's doing. They're hanging around. They're not giving up the big play. Because they're not giving up the big play, it's really hard at any level to take the ball and go 8, 9, 10 plays and score. Just hard to do it even on Sundays.
A Danville parent might want to go pick up a bushel of bananas at the end of this game. There could be some reinforcements needed. Blitz coming. Quick hitter. That's Denny. Denny has the first down, takes on a tackler, breaks a second tackle, and eventually will be spun down at the 38-yard line. Now for a pickup of 10 yards and a Mooresville first down.
Great job of recognition by Nick Patterson. He understood it. He was on the same page as Hogan Denny, and that's just a better play. You tip your hat defensively, you go back and you play again, but Patterson got the ball out quick, found the open guy.
Denny part of a baseball sectional championship team at Mooresville this past year. And Center Grove played in a 1-2 matchup in the postseason. Handoff to Brownlee, and Danville's kind of sitting on that running game now. Loss of 1 on the play.
You got to find a way to not bring the extra guy into the box if you're Danville. Slant, move, bounce it outside so your outside linebacker doesn't have to vacate Hogan like he did last time. That's how you slow down Mooresville right now because, again, you're playing with the backup tailback. Your quarterback is cramping up a little bit here. So, again, if you're Mike Gillen, get this game into the fourth quarter.
This is the lengthiest drive in terms of time of possession that Mooresville has had tonight. Patterson fakes the handoff. Man in the flat is the H-back and couldn't make the grab. He was the young man that had a couple of impressive kickoff returns earlier in this game for the Pioneers, and Trey Bennett, incomplete pass. First one in the last 7 throws for Patterson, and it's third down.
As good a job as Danville's done up front, I like the idea of what Bob Denton and Mike Gillen have done and moved Patterson on that second down play. Just didn't complete it. I would look for something similar again. If I'm Danville, I'm not sure I bring pressure. I play soft. I let them catch it in front of me and come up and rally and stop them short.
So 3rd and 11. Probable 4-down territory here for the Pioneers. Yep. Again, here's pressure. Mooresville picks it up. Patterson waits. Flag down behind the play. Throw to Denny is for a first down, but that has all the earmarks of a hold behind the play. We have another Danville player down after the tackle.
To your point there, Rake, a great point is it was going to be 4-down territory. So that's why this penalty is such a big deal because it's from the spot. So it's 5 yards behind, so it becomes a 15-yard flag. And now you got 3rd down and probably 20 plus.
You and I were fortunate to be a part of on a panel discussion with the Indiana Officials Association last Wednesday, and this is not their call. This is a National Federation kind of issue in terms of high school football rules. But that rule needs to change. The holding call needs to be from the line of scrimmage, not from where the holding penalty occurred. That rule needs to be brought into the 21st century, in my opinion.
If it's the NFL and it's a spot foul and a penalty, I get it. But if you have pass interference that's 45 yards downfield, it goes back to the line of scrimmage and marked off. So to your point, some more continuity, put it as a line of scrimmage play because that's really a fair penalty for what happened.
Gentry was the player that, again, cramped up. Second time we have seen him hobble off the field.
I was wrong. It's 3rd and like 25.
Yep. It is 3rd and Danville at this point for Mooresville.
I think it might be closer to Danville than getting a first down here.
Need to get the ball to the 28-yard line. Patterson
Screen.
Throws the screen. That's
Got
Dorn.
shot.
Dorn's got 3 blockers. Dorn
Yep.
will have the first down. How about that on 3rd and 27? Picks up 28 yards.
I thought he had a shot just because the linemen were in front of him, and now it's 3-on-2 blocking wise of Dorn, which he did a great job of just being patient and letting the blockers go where the defenders are. Great play call. Here comes some pressure, and a nice answer by the Pioneers.
Dorn, 4 catches, 106 yards, and 2 touchdowns. We had 4 for 74 last week against Bloomington North. So nose of the football just past the 28-yard line.
Danville comes up short in this game. They're going to look at some of these big-time plays that they had a shot to make a play and just didn't do it.
Little single wing football, just Patterson going off right tackle. Patterson will pick up 8, but that is going to be nullified because of what potentially is another holding call against Mooresville. And that is a negative from tonight for Mooresville. That is their 6th penalty, and we have yet to get to the 4th quarter.
Give Danville credit. You get holding calls when you have an active defensive line or linebackers bringing pressure. It's not because the offense is playing poorly. It's because the defense is playing better and they're being more active. And, again, what ends up happening is those feet stop, and here comes the play, especially on something like that where the play can go anywhere from A gap to all the way out to D gap. It's really hard on those offensive linemen. But they convert on 3rd and 25, so 1st and 20 shouldn't do much for them.
I think their main goal is to go forward and keep the clock moving at this juncture.
Yes.
Been kind of throwing jabs since late in the 2nd quarter has Mooresville. Again, the screen, near side. Solid gain, little better covered that time by Danville. That'll be the catch for Nate Thomas, his 2nd of the game. And he picks up 9 of the 10 yards lost in the holding penalty.
Nate did a great job there of being patient, letting the blockers get out there and then explode. I like the idea of getting the ball out of Nick Patterson's hands quickly like they're doing, and it puts the game on the perimeter and makes Danville run sideline to sideline, which is really hard to do for any defense.
2nd and 11.
Got to go.
Play clock at 6. Bennett switches sides of the formation. Handoff goes to Brownlee. Brownlee does a good job of keeping his legs moving, got what he could out of it. Which ended up being 3 yards, and it sets up 3rd down.
Probably in 4-down territory as they were in the last set of downs. So I'll be anxious to see. They've really been able to hit Danville for a couple quick screens, almost like a jet or like an alley screen, and pull those linemen out there. Anxious to see what Jason Thompson does on defense for Danville to kind of slow that down.
21 carries, 160 yards tonight for Mooresville running backs. Play clock at 7. Blitz coming. Patterson throws, looking, corner, Downing and overthrows him. Hit the pylon from 35 yards away, but didn't find his receiver. 4th down, and again, you would, unless you want to test kind of the length of your kicker's leg.
No, you're going for it.
If not, you're going to go for it here.
I
on
don't mind
4th
giving,
and 8.
unless he's got one of the Mossbruckers still kicking here.
Now here comes his kicker, and again, he made from 36 last
Wow.
week. So this is again, you're up by 18. This is a good chance to okay, let's find out exactly what you've got in your leg in case you need this for later in the season.
43 is going to be a test, but I like it. And again, this is why you play the game here, and it puts you up 21.
Play clock at 3, at 2, at 1. Snap back, kick up.
Got the length.
Got the leg.
Yep.
And he's got it. It's good.
Wow.
Connects from 43 yards out. First points of this half belong to Mooresville. We'll take this quick timeout. Pioneers lead by 3 scores, 38-17. You're watching on ISC and MyIndy TV.
At Forum Credit Union, we make it easy to focus on what matters most, removing unneeded stress and worry. From making secure mobile payments to earning cash back on everyday purchases, we've got you covered. See more at forumcu.com. At Forum Credit Union, we know it's not always easy to manage your finances. That's why we post quick tip videos and infographics every month to help you with all of life's big and small financial decisions. Follow us today and access free resources at forumcu.com.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Hello! Did it again. Hello! Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow. This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Back at Mooresville High School, Greg Rakestraw Landshibe with you on ISC and MyNDTV. First points of the half belong to Mooresville, and a 43-yard field goal by Kenny Curry. Deep kick. East will field at the 3-yard line. He'll run it outside, and he tripped up and around the 20. And again, the song remains the same for Danville. Just find a way to move the football, and that has been as much on the ground as it has been in the air tonight.
I'm anxious to see if Sharp is able to go. You know, we just came back, but his cramp was a lot less time trying to work it out. Anxious to see if we see Sharp back there.
And at some point, you also say, you know what? Conference play starts next
Yes.
week. Let's hold this up. And that is Smith that is the tailback, and not Sharp at this point. Sharp that has 18 carries, 151 yards, and a touchdown. Thompson, quick hitter. Ball is tipped, deflected at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Seth Firkins that got his hands on that one for the Pioneers.
I love seeing linemen that bat balls down. That tells me you've got great D-line play and great awareness. If you can't get home, get your hands up and get the ball down. Now, if you're an offensive lineman, as soon as my hands go up, you're taught to punch right at the breastplate, and you're trying to knock them over and flip them over and get your hands down quicker.
Three wide with an H-back this time around for Danville. Handoff. And that'll be a first down. That's a new face that we have not seen tonight for the Warriors. That time the ball carrier for Danville is Nick Spencer. 5'5" and listed at 120 pounds.
I don't think that's 5'5", 120 pounds. I don't think that's Nick Spencer. I'm not just going to
That's Sean Robinson.
There we go.
5'11", $185.
There we go. Sean's got a little burst there. I like that. That was I like what Jamie has found with him, because that gives him a little bit of beef back there.
Call it a gain of 11 on the play. Handoff goes to Robinson.
Go low.
And Robinson will pick up 3 in his second effort.
I like Landon Clements. He's been a very active linebacker, was a leading tackler coming in to the game for Mooresville, and he came low there that time on Robinson.
Robinson had 4 carries for 5 yards last week in the game against Franklin. Second and 7. Thompson throws in the flat, catch made.
Jeez.
Good adjustment.
Wow.
That time by Stutes to make the play. I think they will give him the first down. They'll move the chains again.
What a great catch by Stutes here. Watch this, folks, here. I wouldn't, this is not the prototype, let's look right and throw left. That's not what you really want there. But Stutes made it look easy and then move the ball. You've got, if you're Danville, go after one of the overhang. An overhang player is somebody that's right outside of the line of scrimmage. He has run and pass options. And so that's who you're reading if you're Thompson, if you're the offensive coordinators and offensive coaches for Danville.
Approaching the final minute of this third quarter. On the handoff.
Nice.
First man through. Again, that is Sean Robinson. His third carry of the drive, and that one goes for 5 yards. He's got 3 touches for 19 since the start of the drive.
I like it. And again, I like what Robinson's done up front. They're still doing a nice job. They're playing hard. Jamie Comer, last year's team, I thought got manhandled in this game. They're not getting manhandled here. These young kids are growing up. Jamie's got to be thrilled of what type of team he has. He may be 0-2 going into Sagamore Conference play, but he's got a good ball club.
2nd and 5. Thompson out in the flat.
Ooh, flag. Nope.
Incomplete pass. And there was some contact there, but I'm not sure that ball was, again, you don't really have the uncatchable call at this level, but I think that contact may have happened after the ball was by him, 3rd down.
I just saw the grab. Let's see what we got here. I'm an offensive coach, an offensive player.
I could see that going either way. Let's put it that way.
If that was on the Danville bench, I think there might have been a little more objection to no flag. But no, it's still, I like it when the officials let him play.
So 3rd down and 5. Play clock again is at 5. Mooresville bring pressure with 4. Thompson rolling right. Thompson slings it. Catch made by Wiest. 1st down. Crossing the 50-yard line. In fact, he'll get forward progress. He'll step out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Great play concept. They crossed the receivers. The outside guy ran a post. Wiest on the inside looked like a go route. Ran a comeback off it. Great timing. They moved the pocket. Gave Thompson a clear path. Nice play design.
Wiest, it is his 3rd catch for a total of 58 yards. 17 seconds before we get to the end of the 3rd quarter. Danville has not scored in this quarter, but they have stood and fought toe-to-toe with Mooresville in this quarter, giving up just a field goal. Thompson on the keep. Late pitch.
Like Thompson twisted an ankle or something.
Yep. All pop free for a moment. Pitch might have gone out of bounds, frankly. No gain on the play, 2nd down.
Again, that's their version of triple option. They just ran it to the boundary, so there's not as much room. That is end of the quarter.
Yeah, once they set the ball, they ran the clock. That is the end of the quarter. Mooresville leads at 38-17 going to quarter number 4. We're back in a moment as you're watching on ISC and MyNDTV.
Wabash always fights. Our motto brings the spirit of competition to everything we do. In top-notch athletics, we have a championship pedigree that is unrivaled. Off the field, we boast outstanding theater, music, and choral programs, intense intramurals, gaming, and more. The Wabash experience doesn't end at the classroom. Whether you play to win or just for fun, this is the place to be. Come to Wabash. Play more.
Wabash has the lead for the first time today. So that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
4th quarter about to get started here at Mooresville. Danville trails at 38-17. Trips to the near side here for Danville. Handoff goes to Robinson, and Robinson goes right behind his center. And sprints forward to the 34-yard line, a gain of 7, 3rd down and 3. If this is your backup running back or 3rd string running back, you're in pretty good shape.
I like Robinson. When his first carry, I just like his presence. I like the way he runs behind his pads, and he hits the hole well. So Jamie Comer's got players, and he's developing players. And when you get to the state finals, you're doing a complete program, and you're running it well.
We'll talk more about getting to that state finals 2 years ago and the ramifications of it in a moment. 3rd down and 3. Thompson rolls, throws.
Nice.
Catch made, 1st down. That catch is made by Scrafton. His first official catch of the game. He picks up 6 yards, 1st down Danville. So as you watch this, one of the unintended kind of benefits that you get from a state finals run is all of the extra practice.
Yep.
And so any of these kids that are juniors or seniors now, had 5 additional weeks of practice 2 years ago, and that always pays off.
It's always great for your young kids. I don't care what sport it is. When you're able to make a run deep in the tournament, you've got a lot of time to really practice and develop and see those young freshmen and sophomores, and it pays dividends.
That time Thompson was errant on his throw. Thompson is 8 of 19, 138 yards, a touchdown and interception tonight. He has nearly doubled his yards passing from a week ago. Jamie was telling us they've got so many kids in the program, they had to borrow helmets from Cascade and South Putnam to fill the needs of all the kids they've got playing football this year at Danville.
It's a good problem to have, and it didn't help when some of the helmet companies also kind of slowed down their production. I know a lot of people were scrambling for helmets.
Handoff.
Nice, go.
Up the middle. I think that's Sharp back in there. He found some fuel. He's trying to sniff the end zone one more time, taken down just shy of the 10-yard line. Call it a pickup of 18.
Nice job by Sharp. Again, I just watch, folks, again, he runs with a lean. When you run with a lean, good things happen to you because you're able to absorb hits and keep moving forward.
19 carries, 169 yards, and a touchdown for Darren Sharp. So 1st and 10. Sharp, nope.
Oh.
Quarterback went down, Thompson. I think he was down before the ball popped out. Let's make sure he is all right.
It's almost like a horse collar.
Right. And Thompson, slow to get up. He's up now. I don't think he was happy about that hit. Coach Comer will come out to look at him, and the training staff will take a look. And I think Jamie's saying the same thing. Hey, was he already down? Could that have been a horse collar tackle? He gives his 2 cents rather civilly to our officiating crew.
He was down before the actual tackle took place, but but again, I think Jamie just wants to protect his kid, his young man, and he is.
So on the injury timeout, let's thank our friends at Warner Financial, a firm that utilizes customized investment solutions to meet your financial goals. From investments and planning to retirement to partnerships and tax strategy, Warner Financial does it all. Give them a call, 317-735-9202, to learn more about how you can secure your financial future.
This puts a little bit of pressure then on what does Danville do, and if and even Mooresville, you got to make sure you crowd the box. Probably not going to be a pass play, not going to bring a young guy off the bench and do that in this situation. So I'm going to load the box if I'm Joey White, and I'm going to find a way to probably get him wing T if I'm Danville to try to run the football, but we'll see what happens.
So Thompson will have to come off for at least a play. Backup quarterback listed as Connor Soper. And it will be Connor that is out there. So Soper wearing number 14, 5'11" sophomore. This is his first action of the season.
Wow.
Going to throw on the first ball, and
oh, he had him.
Understandably, maybe a little amped up for the moment, threw it a bit high. 3rd down.
Mooresville thought the same thing I did. There's no way that
they're going to run. Yep,
yeah, they're going to run it, and he had him. Because they were loading the box, there was a single coverage. And, again, great timing, great tempo on the throw, just a little amped up, as you said, and a little high. Came out a little hot.
It's Caden Collins that was the intended target. And Soper will stay in for one more play. So 3rd down. Soper throws and just a bit in front of Wiest.
My young quarterback's out there, feet. When you come into a game, think about moving your feet. His feet never moved, and thus it was an all-arm throw, and when it's all arm, the ball comes out flat, and you really are not very accurate. Look at his feet. There's no movement. You've got to have a little active feet there because it gets your hip towards the ball and the shoulder where you want to throw the ball.
Thompson is back in for this play, I do believe. That is correct, so he misses 2 snaps. 4th and 15.
I'm going to give Wiest a chance here.
Just 3 for Mooresville in terms of the rush. Throw for the end zone and
He
Wiest.
had him.
Yeah, but even if he makes that catch,
Yeah,
he
he's
is
short.
shy of the
Yep.
first down mark.
You're
That
right.
was Collins, by the way, that was the player trying to walk the tightrope. So the drive stalls for Danville. And Mooresville will take over at their own 16-yard line. Tonight's game presented in part by the Indy Card Exchange. They are actively buying collections from all eras of sports cards. Follow on Facebook and Instagram or go to IndyCardExchange.com for more info. See how you can make money off of your collection. And even if you live in Danville or Mooresville, it is worth the drive to the northeast side, located on 96th Street, just west of I-69.
I was at Finch Creek earlier this week and saw the Indy Card logo up there and banner, so that was awesome to be able to see that.
Handoff. I believe that is a new back that is in the game for Mooresville. We'll get you a name and number in a matter of moments. Well, was that Brownlee?
I think it was Brownlee.
It was Brownlee still in there, and again, he is the backup. So Brownlee with the carry. Gets all of a yard, unofficially 9 carries for 45 yards for the sophomore. But the clock is your friend if you're Mooresville, with the ball and a 3-score advantage with a little more than 9 minutes to play.
Look for the ball to come out quick. If you're going to throw it, look for screens or quick hitters as a running game to keep that clock going.
And next up is Plainfield for Mooresville. On the seam pattern, catch made. First down. That's a young man that had the touchdown earlier in Cade Garrett. Not a touchdown, but a 29-yard pickup.
Because you're running the ball so well, you kind of flash fake it there. The linebackers hold, and then great throw by Nick Patterson after the linebackers and before the safeties. Nice job.
Patterson now 215 yards passing. Tacking on to what is his already record passing career total here at Mooresville.
I like Nick. It's the first time I've seen him play, and he's been impressive.
Blitz coming, screen coming, and Brownlee has acres of space and a wall of blockers in front. Just follows his guys, bounces it outside. Collins will steer him out of bounds. And the 2 times that Mooresville has dialed up that screen, Danville has brought the blitz on both occasions. And that time it's the tune of a 29-yard gain.
Impressive with Brownlee here. He is patient. He gets the ball here. He's got everything in front of him here. Slow down, young fella. Great job of letting the blocks just develop. Nice play call. Nice execution by Mopai.
Brownlee's second catch. 5 different players all have 2 catches or more for Mooresville tonight. Patterson will keep. Patterson. It eventually takes 5 defenders to bring him down. First down for Mooresville. Patterson picks up 11, another Danville player. Down by, that's Gentry. That is a technical knockout for Gentry at this point. That's the 3rd time that he has had to be helped off the field. Love the effort from that young man.
Nice job, nice play call about letting Patterson run with it, keeps him inbounds, keeps the clock running. And again, when you've only got one back in the backfield, your quarterback needs to be able to run the ball a little bit, and Mike runs Nick just enough to keep you honest.
Patterson now 9 carries, 73 yards and a touchdown. Looking for more this time. Patterson looking back at the end zone, but receiver broke in. Patterson thought he was going the other direction.
Mike wasn't real happy there. I have a feeling the receiver ran the wrong route because Mike was kind of explaining to the receiver that he was in the wrong spot, as only Mike can.
By the way, how about this score? New Pal beats Decatur Central tonight 49-0.
Woo! Didn't see that one coming. Kyle Enright does a great job, but Kyle Ralph, back-to-back big wins. Beat Westfield last week, beat Decatur. They will be a force in the 5A tournament this year, or 4A tournament, excuse me.
Patterson rolling.
There's nobody there.
Flag thrown for a hold. Patterson will tuck it and run, but this is coming back. And that's the presence of Lawrence at 6'7" and 250 that made that play for Danville.
We're going to have a second down and about 20,
something.
25 or 6. But Mooresville's shown us in the past that they can convert, but Lawrence does a great job of his presence of causing that hold as much as anything else.
Other score updates. Carmel has taken the lead against Center Grove 27-24. That is with 4:14 left to go. Other game on ISC. Warren Central leads Detroit King 44-26. That is late third quarter.
Wow.
And you can catch that one over on Comcast 81 as well. How about Whiteland leading Lawrence North 24-13? That is in the fourth quarter of that game.
That's a shock. Of all the ones here, I think, I think that LN's probably a top 2 or top 3 now team in the MIC, and for them and for what Darren Fisher's doing, and I love what Darren does. But that would be a big win.
On the screen pass, it's Dorn. Dorn, not much that time. Collins, ball came out, but he was down. Gain of just about 4 yards that time, and it sets up third down.
Better job of rallying to the football and speeding their feet. And what I mean by speeding your feet is just you've got to chop your feet a little bit, because it's really hard to tackle in open space because you're lunging and your body's not underneath you, or your feet aren't. So it's an arm tackle. Great job of slowing down, drop your butt, and speed your feet.
So third and a ways. And again, blitz coming. Patterson avoids it, looks, throws. Back of the end zone, it's going to be picked off. That's Collins. That's probably a ball that Patterson simply needs to throw away at that stage of the game. Second turnover committed by Mooresville, his first pick of the game, second of the season.
I think Nick was trying to throw the ball out of the end zone. Great job, again, of high pointing that catch or that interception. I just like the way Collins plays. He's had a good game.
Let's thank our friends at Endeavor Communications. They offer a variety of internet speeds that fit your family or business needs. Surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds up to a gig. Contact them at weendeavor.com for more information.
6:46, you're down a couple scores here. You can't abandon the run, but you sure as heck have to make sure that you keep Mooresville honest.
I think you run a similar play call. You're just kind of playing at a faster tempo. Rolling pocket Thompson. Finds his man. That should be good for a first down, and that is Jace Scrafton.
Trey throws well on the run. I've been really impressed on how Thompson has played and thrown the ball to the sideline all game.
And a timeout is taken by Mooresville, and Mike Gillen is going to get his team's attention post-haste. With that, let's step aside. 6:41 to play in this one. Mooresville leads by 21 on ISC and MyNDTV.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
As we get back to action, Danville, a self-inflicted wound, a false start out of the Mooresville timeout.
If you're Mooresville, let them throw the bubble, let them throw hits. You can't let them go a double move and run past you here if you're Hogan Denny. And I think that's why Mike Gillen was calling timeout, just to remind the DBs, look at the clock, understand that we want to keep them inbounds. They're going to attack, either beyond the first down marker or outside, because the clock will stop.
1st and 15. On the handoff, that's Sharp. Sharp gets the penalty yardage back and more. Give him a gain of 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And Sharp flirting with 200 yards rush tonight. He's got 20 carries for 177.
He's playing through cramps, which is not easy to do, and give the young man a lot of credit.
Pass along some more final scores to you here in a matter of moments. Thompson throws and overthrows his man. Wiest was the target. So third down. All right, here's some scores for you. Martinsville beat Bloomington South tonight, 27-14. Another good win for the Mid-State. Franklin beat Mount Vernon tonight, 20-17. Franklin starts the year at 2-0.
I'd love to know the last time Franklin was 2-0.
It's been a while. I'll look it up.
Chris Call, I love, and I just he is a class act on and off the field.
Zionsville beats Lebanon 42-6. Again, that's who Danville plays next week is Lebanon. Thompson slings it, but overthrows his man. Scrafton was the target. It's fourth down. By the way, quick score update. Center Grove leads Carmel 31-27. That is with a minute 35 left to play. Of course, you'll see highlights, scores from 21 different games on the zone. Anthony Calhoun, Charlie Clifford leading the way on Wish TV and right here on My Indy TV 23 as soon as our game is over with. Fourth down. Thompson fires. Collins tip. That's going to be picked up. That's Denny. That is his second pick of the night. This one might be a pick six. He'll be slung down to the 30-yard line. So the turnover by Mooresville answered by one forced by their defense. And again, I realize Hogan Denny's already kind of made up his mind what sport he's playing in a couple of years, but he's pretty good at this one too.
Nose for the ball. I love kids that show up. I love playmakers. I don't care what sport that you're talking about. If you want to be a player, show up. Show up and make plays. Simple as that, and Hogan Denny has done that time and time again. Multiple sports here at Mooresville. That's what I'm most impressed with him.
Toss play to Brownlee. I'm not sure that Mooresville was ever properly set on that play.
They either weren't set or they didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage, which drives head coaches crazy. There's one thing that Mike Gillen will harp to his kids on Saturday is going to be penalties. You cannot have these type of penalties and win in the Mid-State, and more importantly, win in the tournament. And he and his staff will address it.
By the way, I know the folks here in Mooresville will like to hear this score. Indian Creek defeats Greenwood tonight 21-20. Good win for Casey Gillen. He's now 2-0 at his high school alma mater.
Casey is, again, a quality coach, a great young coach, excited for him.
Hand off in the draw to Brownlee. He'll get a couple, maybe three. And it sets up second and long. So as this Mooresville team goes into mid-state play, what are the things that you got to shore up / concern you if you're Coach Gillen?
You got to get rid of penalties. You got to figure out what was happening up front to cause the holding penalties. You've got to figure out, can you win with Brownlee as a tailback, and then defensively just be better tacklers.
Ball goes left side. Is that going to be picked off? Yes, it is. Patterson was trying to get rid of the football, and for the second drive in a row, it is a turnover. And the play made for Danville by Jackson Quigley.
You got to just eat the ball. Eat the ball or throw it to your mom in the stands because you're outside the pocket. You can do that, but you can't give Danville a shot here. And I think that's the one thing that Mike likes his team, and I think he feels like he's got a really good team. But they relaxed when they got up 21 to 6 or 7, and you can't do that.
Handoff. That's Sharp, runs with a couple of tackles, hurdles another one, and you're going to be showing that either in tomorrow's film session or Monday's film session because you love the fight you're still seeing from your team.
If I'm Jamie Comer, I'm walking out of this game, I'm other than the score, I'm happy. The kids have fought, they keep competing, they're playing hard, and if you're Mike Gillen, you love the fact you're going to win this game, but there's plenty of things that he will talk to his team about that they've got to get better at.
Gain of 17 for Sharp. Thompson out in the flat. That's Wiest, and he has all kind of room down the sideline. Pushed out of bounds inside the 20. He'll get forward progress to the 16. That is a 31-yard pickup.
Great play design. They just crossed the two inside guys, and nobody went with them. They vacated a zone because Mooresville brought pressure, and because of that, Wiest was all by himself.
What it's worth, that's 20 first downs for Danville in this game.
I've been impressed. I mean, I think Danville's done a nice job. I love this Mooresville team, but I really like what Danville's done.
And again, they will not see this level of athleticism for a while, will Danville. Pressure coming. Thompson throws and going to give it right back. Picked off. Now the teams have had a giveaway party over the course of this fourth quarter as they keep giving it back and forth. Pickoff for Mooresville by Avery Thompson.
And that was caused by pressure. Again, that's going to, it's going to look like Avery did a great job, and he did. But watch the pressure that Thompson's under. Couldn't set his feet. Great job by Avery of being Johnny on the spot, reading the quarterback's eyes. Nice play there by Avery.
Here comes Patterson back out there. Looking ahead to the sectional level for Danville. A lot of familiar faces in their sectional. Crawfordsville, Monrovia, North Montgomery, Speedway, Tri-West, Western Boone, and Danville. That is more or less a conference tournament they will be playing.
Yes.
Patterson will keep. Patterson has the first down.
Hold.
But flag behind the play, and that is going to be flag number 9 against Mooresville.
Team in their sectional, my dark horse is Speedway. Speedway, Shane Clampett has done a nice job there. Really has built himself a really good team. I'm anxious if they can stay healthy. Speedway might be the best team in that section.
Well, you'll be able to see Speedway football produced by our buddy Brian Pierce here on the ISC Sports Network. Their home opener is next Friday. I think they were at home for like 5 out of 6 weeks in the middle of the season.
Oh, wow.
Of course, they are part of now the Indiana Crossroads Conference is Speedway.
There's a Cathedral that has like 5 or 6 straight away games.
Cathedral is at home week 7 and week 8. That's it.
I thought it was late, but I wasn't sure.
Handoff goes to Brownlee. And Danville's going to take a timeout here. So let's take a timeout with them. 3:47 left to play. Danville will stop it. Mooresville leads at 38-17 here on ISC and MyIndy TV.
Repairing your property after a fire doesn't have to be a painful process. Big Josh Smalling Roofing and Restoration, your first call. Whether you have experienced a small fire or your property has sustained significant fire damage, Josh Smalling can help guide you in the right direction. You can count on Josh Smalling Roofing and Restoration for fast professional services that are guaranteed to be done right. For best results involving fire damage cleanup, call Josh Smalling Roofing and Restoration Services today, 317-483-3093 or online at jdsbuilds.com.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds.
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish. You get a layup to take it. And an and one. Fly ball. Out of here. 38-17 our score here with 3:47 left to go. Danville can stop it 2 more times if they choose to.
This is a big down. If they slow them down here, they're definitely going to call timeout again. Reverse.
Hand off to Dorn. Another hold coming on Mooresville. So Doran steps out of bounds at the 27-yard line, but again, will wipe it off, and that'll be penalty number 10 against the Pioneers.
I know they have a penalty on the play, but I tell you what, I love the play call by Bob Denton and Mike Gillen. You're looking, let's run the ball, be safe. No one's ever thinking a reverse. I love how Mike Gillen thinks. It's the reason why, folks, he's such a great coach and won so many games. He just does things that he feels comfortable with and plays to the strength of his kids.
Let's update you on some other final scores. Whiteland knocks off Lawrence North 24-13. Again, we'll see LN next Friday night against Lawrence Central. Center Grove has won their 30th game in a row. They beat Carmel 31-27. And Brownsburg beats Cathedral 42-35.
Ooh.
Aaron Catholic also a winner over Central Catholic 47-10. Patterson throws it. Throws the deep ball, looking for Dorn, makes the adjustment. Could not grab it. Third down.
The effort that it takes, or the lack of effort that it takes for Nick Patterson to get the ball out, and that ball comes out so great. He is so tight, he's compact, the ball is smooth, and it comes out really well. Throws a really nice deep ball there. I thought he gave Dorn a chance to make a play.
A couple of more score updates. Harrison beats Plainfield 22-14. Plainfield is who Mooresville has next week. Quakers will enter at 0-2 after losing to Greenfield Central last week. It was an emotional week for the folks at Harrison. Patterson just got rid of that football. Felt that was a smart decision. Felt the pressure coming. Just put that at the feet of his receiver. Fourth down coming up. I think the punt team's got to come on for the first time tonight for Mooresville. They've had 6 drives end in scores and 3 end in turnovers. And they'll punt it away here. Let me reference that Harrison score. For those of you that do not know, I think most of you know the tragic story that came from Indiana State earlier this week with the loss of 2 players and another person associated with the football program in a significant car accident. And 2 players suffered life-threatening injuries but will survive. And one of those 2, as play clock goes to 0 here, is Omarion Dixon from Harrison High School.
Yeah.
And Harrison dedicated their game week to the young man that's 2 years removed from playing at Harrison and now in his second year of playing for Kurt Mallory. Omarion's going to make it. He's going to survive, and I hope he's back on a football field at some point. Not sure if that will happen, but he will live on.
Talked to Terry Peoples, his high school coach, this week. Actually talked to Kurt Mallory as well. And it's just a difficult time for everyone.
Denny's punt.
Get away, Peter.
Not the best of efforts. Had an 11-yard kick and a 40-yard kick last week, and that was closer to the latter. It'll end up being a punt of about 15 yards.
Yeah, Hogan Denny wasn't real happy with his effort there. But
he will probably focus on the fact he had 2 interceptions and a touchdown tonight.
Yes.
And not the fact he had a 15-yard punt. At least that's the way I would sell it if I were him.
I would do the same thing.
Yep. Focus on the positive.
And the fact that they didn't have to punt till 3:05 left in the fourth quarter is always a good thing.
Now we will carry into the 10 o'clock hour on MyNDTV. We'll get it to the Wish TV News as quickly as we possibly can at the conclusion of our game. Thompson, Wiest, and Wiest will be brought down in the field of play. Gain for Wiest will be minimal at about 3 yards.
If you're Jamie Comer, you're thinking score, onside kick, and see what happens. If you're Mike Gillen, you're saying keep them in bounds, let the clock run, give up the short pass, but keep them in bounds.
Wiest now 5 catches for 92 yards tonight after 4 for 70 last week. Thompson, pump fake, nowhere to go, sacked, flag thrown, likely going to be a hold, which frankly I think at this point you would not worry about taking the penalty on 3rd down and long.
Yeah, you're probably going to decline that because make it 3rd Well, you're still good. If you take it, it's going to be second and plus 20.
Right.
So you might. Yep.
Yeah, they'll move him back. Yeah, because of where the hold came from.
Yes, because you're behind there, so it becomes more like a 24-yard or 25-yard or a 15-yard flag and not a 10-yard flag.
So the spot foul back to the 38-yard line. That's going to make it 2nd and 25 coming up. And the clock will roll. We approach 2 minutes left to go in tonight's game. With all of 3 points scored since halftime. Teams have moved the ball up and down the field, but a lot of turnovers in half number 2. Great effort by Danville. Mooresville knew they had done enough in the first half to kind of put this game on ice, and we've seen Mooresville's screen game be really good. Danville set one up there too, and Weiss just forgot one important thing. Make the catch.
Yeah, that would have put the ball. That was probably going to be a 20-plus yard play there. Great play design. I mean, he's got a lot of people in front of him, a lot of white shirts.
And we'll have Danville twice more in ISC this fall. We'll have them against Tri-West in Week 5. We'll have their home finale against North Montgomery. And in conference play, that's the last team that Danville got beat by. Last game of the fall of 2019. Our cameras were there for that game, too. 3rd and a quarter of the field. Thompson throws, catch made. That's Scrafton. Tackled immediately. That tackle for Landon Clements. It'll be 4th down. That gain on the play was good for 10 yards.
Scrafton, 6'6", 200-pound sophomore. It's one thing that we noticed of being on the field. Both teams, lots of height. Lots of kids that play basketball at both schools because they've got a lot of 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" players.
4th and a ways. Thompson just going to throw it up, see if his receiver can go get it. And he couldn't. Tipped away. So the drive will end on downs. Thompson, 12 for 30 tonight, 193 yards passing. 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. And even though Danville's got a couple of timeouts, let's see if it might be victory formation time here for Mooresville, and time to get everybody ready for week number 3.
I would say both teams, I think Jamie's not going to call timeout. Mike's going to take a knee.
And Brownlee may have the deepest victory formation lineup ever.
But you want to get about 7 yards behind him, not 27.
You know, Hendricks County is not that far away from here. He might be in Plainfield School District as far back as he is lined up right now.
He's close.
Yep.
And they'll run this thing down as much as they can, have to snap it one more time.
Basically, Mooresville will wait until the clock gets underneath 40 seconds, snap it, and that should be it. Again, our post-game coverage will be brief here on ISC and MyNDTV. And we won't see Mooresville again until potentially the postseason. I want to wish the Pioneers best of luck, and much as we said earlier, thank you very much to Mike Mossbrucker. And this is not, normally we are at Carmel or the mixed schools. This is a bit of a variation, kind of a quirk in the schedule. And the folks from Mooresville were very gracious in welcoming us to Morgan County tonight. They were not as hospitable to the Danville Warriors. Great effort by Danville. They never went away in this one, but they also never seriously threatened in half number 2 either. Final score this evening, Mooresville 38, Danville 17 for the storied career of Mike Gillen, win number 351. Post-game show comes your way next on ISC and MyNDTV.
At Forum Credit Union, our small business professionals work with local companies to help them prosper. We know that running a small business is more than a full-time job, and our services give you the guidance and support your business needs. Visit forumcu.com to see how. At Forum Credit Union, we help members plan for life's major milestones. Our team of wealth advisors work with members at every stage, from changing jobs and 401ks to creating wealth plans for future generations. Learn more at forumcu.com.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
How would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not
before.
going to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Has it, leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County. Unbelievable.
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
On Jersey night, the celebrations continue for the Mooresville Pioneers. They run their record to 2-0 on the season as they drop Danville by a score of 38-17. Tonight's game on ISC and MyNDTV, presented by Fast Track Therapy. Fast Track Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Get back in the game with Fast Track. By Forum Credit Union, helping people live their financial dreams for over 80 years with innovative products and services. Online at forumcu.com. By the Indy Card Exchange, Indiana's source for vintage and modern sports cards. By Paul Sylvester Leadership Coaching. Leadership Coaching redefined. By Wabash College. Visit Wabash College today at wabash.edu. And by Warner Financial. From investments and planning for retirement to partnerships and tax strategy, Warner Financial does it all. Fans heading for the exits, so will we, after a couple of more finely crafted commercial messages. Back to wrap it up next, including our Kendall Insurance Player of the Game. We'll wrap for Mooresville after that here on ISC and MyNDTV.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
How would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not
before.
going to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you
oh,
go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is Wrestler! Wrestler! Whoa!
Back for the final time, we reference Mike Gillen to start the broadcast and do it at the end. Again, he is the 4th winningest coach in the history of Indiana high school football. Win number 351. Mark Weller amongst the great assistant coach standing behind him. And again, for a coach, things you liked, enough things got to get into your kids and get their attention about the way things played out tonight. But all in all, you beat a good Danville team by 3 scores. Lance, your final thoughts on this one?
Never apologize for a win. It's hard to do. It's hard at any level. And I know Mike will be frustrated because he wants some things to go smoother. Not so much self-infliction, but it is a win over a very good team. Jamie Comer has to be happy. This kid's never quit. Well played game.
By the way, we finally got a good shot of Mr. Price in his mullet, number 59. First team all mullet. Glad we got him on camera without that helmet at least once tonight. Time now for our Kendall Insurance Good Hands Player of the Game. There is little doubt it is Nick Patterson. Patterson's numbers not as impressive in half number 2. His work in half number 1 will stand the test of time. 5 touchdowns in half number 1. You see the rushing touchdown here in the first drive. 4 passing touchdowns after that. Again, he's playing football at some level next year. He's our good hands player of the game. Thank you, Pat Kendall, and Allstate on the south side of Indianapolis. Call Pat anytime, 317-881-0412.
Loved how the young man played. I thought he had a great presence, great poise, great awareness of where he was. Very impressed. First time I've seen Patterson play, but I walked away saying that he is a free money player.
Danville at Lebanon next Friday night. Mooresville at Plainfield next Friday night. Messrs. Scheib and Rakestraw and the rest of the ISC Sports Network crew. We will be at Lawrence Central for the MIC opener as LN visits LC in the Lawrence Township Super Bowl. Good night from Mooresville. Pioneers win and win big, 38-17. Thanks for joining us on ISC and My Indy TV.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And, of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
How would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch. Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Shot at the buzzer. Got it! She got it! Oh, my goodness, what a shot!
Brady, hello! Did it again. Hello! Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball, ricochet!